Grammarly now uses AI to help you write, not just revise.
Became unresponsive. Oh my god. Alright, sorry. I couldn't get the music to turn off. Hi. Uh-oh. I got no sound from you. Hold on a second. is going on? Okay, what is happening here? Why is nothing working? Okay. Okay. First, yeah, so you guys can hear, okay, Druid can hear us. I can't hear you. Let's see. Okay. I think I fixed it.
You think you fixed it?
Yes. All right. Oh my God. Everything keeps switching. Like,
Got it.
I switched my earbuds to my headphones, switched all of the settings, and then some of them switched to something else.
See, stop switching stuff.
Is Mercury in retrograde, Druid, or something? Is something in retrograde? Because I have been having the worst technology issues the past week or two. And I have a zit right on the end of my nose.
Okay.
Yes, it really has been a rough tech week. I mean, I have had, like, could not get my stream started on Thursday. We had issues on Tuesday. I think Monday was all right, but last week I think I had something as well, so. I'm knocking on wood. If something crashes, we'll be back.
Yeah, I mean, it was funny because on Tuesday, your internet was being weird and you couldn't. Oh, yeah, YouTube wasn't loading correctly when you were trying to get the stream going. And you guys, I kid you not, like 1 minute to go. And I say to Stephanie, you're probably going to have to reboot everything, including the internet. Like, including the internet.
I did. I rebooted my router. I rebooted my router the other day. I had to on Thursday.
I forget. Did you ever replace it?
We replaced it a while ago. Probably not since.
Like when we talked about you replacing it?
Yeah, I don't think I did replace it then. I figured out what was going on with it. Our router's not that old.
That means nothing these days.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, the wind's blowing south instead of north now. You need a new router.
Exactly. Yeah.
But we're here and it's a fun day today. And y'all, I was just saying to Stephanie as I was like putting myself together, I'm like, man, I need to hang a quilt on this wall. Is anybody really good at hanging stuff? That can just come like do it for me? Like I have commitment issues. I'm afraid I'm gonna put 700 holes in the wall just to get the right one. Like, is anyone just really like really good, can hang?
I just put 700 holes in my wall. That's I hang stuff all the time. Just
well, yeah, well because it's an antique house, it's a little more persnickety to like.
Oh, I know.
Deal with the whole
yeah,
wall.
plaster
So
walls.
Like,
yeah, my plaster walls are just they're terrible. I think I have my house is being held together more by the things I have hanging on the walls than the walls themselves.
I thought you were gonna say that like your house is being held together on like hopes and dreams.
That too. Hey, LJ.
And it's insulated with quilts.
Indeed, it is. I actually do have some insulation in my house. We have a little bit of modernness here.
I think the more modern thing in mine is just a bathroom, just one, and a kitchen. Insulation be damned. Like excuse me.
LJ says, when I watched a YouTube, they placed a 1x2x36 on the wall, checked for level, marked it, and they could hang the quilt somewhat straight. Yeah, I have that hanging system I have they're little metal plates, and you put them up with what's the 3M stuff? The
Command strips.
yes, command strips. Put it up with command strips, and you get them level, and then you have like a bar that you put up there, and you can, because it's all magnetic, you can kind of.
Is it a hang it dang it?
No, a hang it dang it's different. That's
Oh,
one nail in the. That's one nail in the wall, and then the. And I actually do have one of those too. I just never used it.
I was gonna say I have a couple of them that I've bought. I just haven't used them. Anything to, and then actually, you know what I do have, which I would have to bring here, which isn't a problem. But I have one of those hanging quilt hanging systems where like it's a shelf, and then the quilt is held together with like a bar that like sandwiches.
It's like a little
so
clamp.
you can easily, yes, you can easily replace it.
Yeah,
Oh,
I feel
Julie
like
is giving us the
oh.
Everything's in retrograde.
Everything but Mercury. It recently went direct August 16th and will next be in retrograde in November. Okay. Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto. They are apparently ruling my technology. I know that's not how that works, Druid. But, so LJ says, a few hooks in the wall and shower curtain loopy things or rings or clips would work for me. Hey, that's another. You know,
yeah, see, it's not so much like the system. I have things.
You have systems.
It's the, well, one, it's the doing, but two, it's like the making decisions. Like this wall wouldn't be too bad because like I'm pretty sure that I want a quilt on this wall, because if I was showing you kind of the whole room, you would be like, oh yeah, like a quilt has to go there. But otherwise, when it comes, I have so much crap to hang on my walls, and I have some big bare walls, like the hallway here where the stairs are, all bare walls. So I want to do like that kind of gallery type, you know, hanging where you fill like the whole stinking wall. I have awful commitment issues when it comes to that stuff. Now someone else can come over and hang the stuff and decide, and I don't care.
Well, good luck with that.
It's funny, when I was living in North Carolina, my dad came to visit one weekend, and I was like, here's a bunch of crap that I want on the walls. Could you just decide like and hang it up? He hung up quite a few things, but still not all of it.
Yeah, I feel like framed things are difficult for me because I'm like, I kind of I want to keep moving things around, and you can't do that. Like, you have to come up with an idea. Although I've seen all kinds of different LJ. You are absolutely
LJ,
right, friend.
A glass of wine also helps to put more holes in the wall without much accomplished.
Why do you think I have so many holes in my walls?
Guys, I'm calling out to my friends. Like, I need help. This is important.
LJ has just given you a whole bunch of help. You just don't want to choose any of those things.
No, I need like the physical help.
Okay, anybody who has nothing else to do, go to Massachusetts to Jill's house. She's got some hanging for you.
I mean, I have toys to play with. You can. I'll let you play with my toys.
Too far away for that. Oh my goodness.
Speaking of toys, do you want to see some toys?
Sure.
Yeah, see Robin's right. Someone needs to just do it for her.
And you know, the thing is, Jill, that's not called a friend, that's an employee. So
no, you don't just ever just do things for your friends. I mean, I will feed you.
Hi, Jan. Yeah.
I will feed you. I will share my toys. Like, you know,
I don't know. Hanging things on your walls is right up there with giving you a ride to the airport and helping you move.
And those are things that I would do for my friends. I guess you're just not a friend. And because
I show my true stripes, I guess.
Well, and this toy that I'm going to show is going to make you jealous, because guess what? You don't get to have it.
Okay. Oh, is it Mocklin?
Yeah, it's a Mocklin umbrella.
Oh my goodness, I don't know that I've seen that.
Mm-hmm.
A real bestie would understand and come over and get it done. Well,
Yeah, see, Robin's a bestie. She's a girl's girl.
I guess you all now know, you see now what I'm made of.
Yeah, so this is Mocklin and it's looks like something in German that I can't really read very well. But I mean it's big. Like you
Yeah.
see, it's a tick girl. And oh wait, maybe it's written on this tag here.
Is this a recent an estate or a auction
Yep. This
auction
came
lot?
from the estate of Helen Lester Thompson, who wrote those sewing tools and trinkets books. There's two of them.
Ah, yes.
And lo and behold, her daughter lives. I don't know if she moved or if she was just getting rid of mom's last stuff, but was nearby. I really like the handle on this too. The handle's just really
Yeah,
nice.
it's very dainty, nicely
Mm,
carved and dainty. It reminds me of a bobbin, a
yeah.
lace bobbin.
Oh yeah, one of those like lace bobbins.
Yeah, it's got the little.
Yeah. 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 It was a cutie. I can also tell you guys too, because if you were on our stream on Tuesday, then you saw me post pictures of moving into my first antique case at an antique store, which is going very well. I've been there since Monday. Um, I already
Tell
had
our
to go
friends
back.
what had to happen today.
So, I moved in Monday and stuff had sold out of the case before I'd even left the store, but it wasn't anything big. It was just some small trade cards, Victorian trade cards, those advertising cards. And since then, the nice thing is the system that they're using um, sends me sales reports at the end of every day if I've sold something. If I don't sell anything, it doesn't send anything. And so that's really nice that I can see what's selling live pretty much.
Hmm.
And I had sold a couple of big-ish items. Like one was a tartanware thread box, that's a good, it's a good size, so it's leaving a hole. Um, Another thing was like a really big needle case and a small little Mocklin box. So I going into this holiday weekend, this is the last like considered like summer trip weekend in New England. I don't know if it's the same for you guys. School like just started, so this is kind of the last hurrah. So everybody again goes to New Hampshire, goes to Maine,
Yep.
and so I was like, oh, it's that holiday weekend. I was like, I really got it. I gotta go fill those holes. I have to fill those holes. Um, so I was like, I can probably sneak up this morning before our stream. It's an hour away without traffic. And I was like, hopefully there won't be any traffic because people will have hopefully left to get up north last night. Um, and I priced like I quickly because keep in mind you got to research. Most stuff I don't. For the most
Yeah.
part, I don't just look at an item and go, I'm gonna charge this much. I do research. So, and then depending on what it is, I might have to ask people about it because I
Hmm.
can't find anything about it. So I price out, it was probably like six things. A couple of things I just replaced it with almost identical type things. And I get up there today. I get up early, which was not, I'm not in an early phase right now. It was effort. Um, I get up there early. The place is pretty dead. I get there half hour after they open. And I, get the brand new manager. He and I literally started the same day. And he opens my case and he's like, "Yeah, you've been pretty popular." Because I also noticed, I didn't tell you this on the phone stuff, but I noticed that while not these things didn't sell, they were touched because when I left, I made sure that every tag was facing up because you know how much I can't stand when the tags aren't, you can't see them. And there were tags flipped over and things, well,
Ah, so people had been in the case this week looking at things.
yep. So I go in, I put in my six things, I move a couple of things around. I made sure that the waxer was okay.
It didn't melt. It didn't
It's
melt.
okay. Yeah, it's
Maybe they're
not.
LEDs.
Luckily, it's not close enough to the light. No, it's good.
I worried about you
So
this week.
yep. So trust me, there was like I had more than once I had a thought of like, oh my God, am I gonna like have a mess to clean up?
Like a little mushy.
No, it's totally the waxer's totally fine. So I do all that. I put all that stuff in. Luckily, there's not a lot of people milling around me. When I moved in, there was. But I close the case, I lock the case, and I walk away, but just to another neighboring case that sells things that I like in it. I was just poking because it looked like it had changed. And then this older woman, she was like, "Oh, is this you? Did you just put all this stuff in here?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh, can I see something?" And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm sorry, I locked it already." So I called the manager over to open it. And I didn't know that she was a dealer in the building. And she was the one whose case I was looking at. She has some similar things. And I then tell the manager guy, like, if you need me, like, I'm just gonna go to the bathroom real quick. And I come back and she has pulled out like 3 things out of my case. One of them was the Mocklin box I just put in to replace the other Mocklin box. And then she grabs like 3 things. And then she was yakking my ear off. She's got multiple cases in there. Her name is Betty. And she doesn't do anything online. She has email, but that's it. She doesn't do anything online. Because she was like, wow, it's so nice to finally see a young dealer. And I was like, are you online? And she was like, not at all. And I was like, I understand, and I'm not gonna, pressure you about it. But I was like, that's why you think it's so rare to see a young dealer, is because they're all online. But anyways, so she like invited me to her house, and I was like, she's like, oh, I think you should come over. I'm like, yes, I think I should. um, and then it was funny. I was on the phone with Dawn telling her about it, and she's like, yeah, ask her if you can bring friends.
So LJ,
and-
Mocklin is spelled Mauchline. Right?
Yeah, here it's hold on, I'll type it in here. It's Mocklin.
Yeah.
Steph and I thought it was Mocklin, but it's Mocklin.
It's Mocklin, yeah.
And it's a whole. Actually, I have a book over here on the floor.
And LJ
it's
said
a whole
the antique
world
case,
of stuff.
She said the antique case was lovely and appealing, and I agree.
Like this right here, LJ, is also Mocklin, but this is called lacquer ware. And then the thing that's most recognizable is when you have this wood stuff. But there's all kinds of.
They have a
stuff.
whole bunch of different ones. With this
is one of the things. This is one of the things I was gonna price real quick last night, and this is a little like pincushion on top, and then a thimble inside.
So sweet. Yeah, I love those little dome ones. They're really cute. But what is there? There's of the Mocklin stuff. There's the tartan.
Oh God.
There's the fernware. There's what is the sea life one? It's like seaweed. I think it's, and it looks just like the wood, but it's got the decals that are colored. So many different ones.
I was diving into my new Mocklin book over here.
A
few days ago. It's big. I was trying to find, it's over there. I was trying to find a name for this little like bud vase piece that I have that I cannot find on the internet, period. Not even a Google image search can I find this thing. Oh my God, Mama Cap sent us a treat.
Hello, Mommy.
Mama Caps, what would be that treat that you sent us? I'm curious.
I don't know.
So there is actually Mocklin, Stephanie, that you and I didn't even know about.
Oh my God. Yeah, of course there is.
Like there is chintz Mocklin.
What? Oh, I bet it's rare.
I've never seen it, at least that I know of. So there's all different kinds. Oh, you sent us a coffee? That's so nice.
Mom bought us coffee. Thank you, Mama.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. But so I'm yakking this woman's brains out, and then I'm telling her, there's a group of people coming to town that like quilts. This woman also does quilts. They like quilts and sewing things and fabric and blah. Like, so I gave her one of the flyers, and I'm like, and then I'm like, come to our public day. I'm like, there's other younger collector dealer people there that would um be excited to meet you. But I will tell you, like, half of me wanted to be like, do you already have a plan for what happens to your things?
Okay, so public service announcement. If you are a dealer of a certain age, Jill will be stalking you like the Grim Reaper because she wants to know what your estate planning is.
Well, because she told me she does nothing online. It's LJ, it's not like I'm trying to be rude. People actually really do care about what happens to their stuff later because they don't want their family to throw it in the trash.
Yeah.
So for a lot of people, if they don't have like an auction house set up, they might have a friend that knows, like, hey, anyways. But no, if nothing else, I would just be like, hey, make sure your family has my card. And if anything ever happens, give me a call.
Be nice for a while first. LJ, some of these dealers, they got 1 foot in. You gotta act fast.
Well, it's funny. Tomorrow
we are joking because it is unfortunately the truth, and there are a lot of dealers that are aging out. Not necessarily.
Yeah, that's one reason why I was kind of just like asking her about kind of like what she does and what this, because she does look like she's probably about 80, and she was actively buying as a collector.
Put it in the box your will is in. Yeah. Like the
that's what I mean, because it's like I know now based on what she just bought from me that she's got nice things. And I have heard, I'm not trying to shit on anyone's husband, but I've heard one too many a husband be like, I'm not dealing with that, it's going in the trash. And we certainly don't want that.
No, of course not. Yeah.
So,
well, and I know that there's lots of people that are. I mean, I hate to be grim, but I mean, it is the truth of the case. I mean, we have certainly seen. Really, some of our colleagues recently a couple of our colleagues have passed away recently, and
unexpectedly too.
Yeah, and but I do know. I mean, the people also want to retire. I mean, I just know that. We've got lots of our friends and colleagues who are kind of like, I'm getting tired of all this, and I'm sure running to the antique case to spramp it up and, in the retail settings and doing shows and all that kind of stuff. It wears on you, and the very thought of it wears on me. I'm not that old. So.
And this woman, Betty, she has cases in other antique stores that like I go to.
Oh, wow. So she's got her stuff spread out.
Yeah, she was telling me about there's another store, Thomas Bartlett, which is in New Hampshire, like on the border. And she told me she's got a case in there. And I was like, well, that's not down the street. And she's like, no, it's like an hour away. And I was like, that's a really nice store. I really like that store. That is the store that I was in shopping one day. They have lots of sewing stuff. And I ended up I was sending pictures to Dawn while I was there, and she picked out a sampler that she really liked, which you could tell was nice, but for her it was hard to see because it was under glass, so it was hard to get like really good pictures because of the glare. But it was good enough that she wanted it. She had them ship it for her, even though I offered to deal with it. But she gets it to her house and finds out it's her wedding anniversary, and she didn't know that when she bought it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep. So it was very meant to be. But that's a really nice store, and they have really big. They're one of those stores that has those like floor to ceiling cases that are big. Mm-hmm. So she's definitely has to have a good amount of stuff on top of her own collection.
Yeah, and I'm really curious, like kind of less so much on the estate planning part of it, and just the economics of, because I mean, you want to do better than break even, right? And you have, mm-hmm. You have your rental space, and I didn't even think about it. It makes sense because you just mentioned it to me, though. You've got that commission, right? Yeah. The antique mall gets the commission. And then you said is 10% like the standard? Like, is that
I see generally between 7 and 12,
okay? So we
depending
are
on where you are.
definitely not talking about like buyer's premiums like in auctions. um, yeah, I'm thinking, just the economics of it, like, um, what's the business, like how much turnover do you have to like make it worth your while to have, cases or booths in different places, you know?
Well, I guess it would depend on why you have cases. Like some dealers they have spaces just to feed their
Their
shopping
collecting addiction.
addiction. Yeah, like as long so for them almost as long as it's paying for itself, they don't necessarily care that much. Her and I didn't get into that at all. Other people I've seen discussing this, because obviously I've joined some groups about, being, a booth dealer and stuff like that. A lot of them say, they want to make a minimum of like 3 times their rent to be considered, a decent month.
Yeah, that
Um,
seems like,
but
yeah.
I mean, the nice thing is, and I understand, like I'm new, so there's like that novelty factor. But I made my booth fee for the month and not exactly double, but like 35% or something, within 4 days.
Well,
So it
and
really depends on
technically
what you
you haven't
sell.
paid a booth fee yet because they let you move in a little early. So,
Oh no, but I prepaid September. Like
okay,
that's
right.
yeah.
But you
Um
have made September back off of August sales is the point I'm making.
yeah,
Like you were
yep,
basically making money off of a space you didn't have to pay for yet. So
yep.
I think that was a good deal. I mean, I think it was I know you had said you weren't sure, and I think all of us were like, give it a shot, give it a few months and see how it does, And
Yeah.
I think so far you've
Yeah. Yeah. I I was joking with the manager. I was like, "Okay, so clearly now when I'm packing things to come up here to fill, the rule of thumb is to always bring at least double because
yes.
she buys all that crap out of my booth and he's like, "You did you bring more?" And I'm like, "No.
The best
I
part is when you
literally just
when you
last minute just
you go
grabbed the
back
crap."
for the next refill and like everything that you've sold out of your case is over in the other lady's case.
I don't know if she's that kind of dealer or not. If she is, I don't care. But some dealers do. And some malls, I guess, have rules about that. Um, because and there's nothing in my contract about it. But I was when I was poking around, because when I went to set up my booth, I didn't look in the rest of the building just because I was too overwhelmed. But I was poking around today, and in one of the dealers' booths upstairs, they have this so cute doll dresser hutch thing with like a mirror on it. Oh my God, it was so darling. And I was like, I really like that for display, but I'm like, I don't know how dealers in here feel about that. Because it's one of those like I'd almost buy it and then just sell it for the same price just because I'm buying it to display. If it sells,
Mm-hmm.
cool. But like I don't really care if it sells because I want to use it for
Yeah.
display.
Well,
Um,
you buy it, you use it for display, you put not for sale on it, display only, and then you wait a few months and then you put the price back on it.
Well, and keep in mind too that I had put my name in at another shop down the street over the border into New Hampshire, which is very close. And I haven't heard from them yet. Um, but I wouldn't be against, just moving things. If I did buy things there that I wanted to put in a booth, just move them.
Move them to the other space.
Yeah.
That's the economy of having multiple spaces in different
Yeah,
shops.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, you got to
Now we
keep track of
know.
it,
It's
but
so you can buy stuff from the other vendors, put them in the other shop.
yeah.
Oh, oh, mom. Baby steps.
Yeah, I mean it's a process. I was telling Stephanie, everybody, that when I was quickly trying to like price some crap to go up there, one of the things I tried to price real quick is this tape measure. It's an ink blotter tape measure, and Germany. And I was trying to find comps online for it, and there's many times you can't find sold comps, um and you have to go based off active listings, and here's generally what I do. If I can't find any sold comps, and that's, I'm trying to do eBay, I'm doing like Google image search, I'm looking on Etsy. Um, if I can't find any sold comps, I will often go to the active sale comps, and I'll take like five of them and I'll get the average. And the problem with this piece is that the active listings for these go from $50 to like $680, with only one of them being under 100 and something. So I was like, okay, clearly this needs to be investigated more because that's really high.
Well, and so is your investigation like trying to figure out like what is different about them? Like what's different from the $50 one to the $600 one? Like,
So some of them, it just has, like, what the difference is it just has to do with like what the pattern is on here.
mm-hmm.
Um,
And I can't tell what that is. Is it like a picture
you
or
know,
is it like a pattern?
it's celluloid,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of made to look almost like a snake skin,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's a celluloid. There's a lot of glare.
Oh, I see. It's like it's reticulated. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's celluloid. It's nothing
Mm-hmm.
all that. That's why I was just like, oh, this is gonna be easy. This will be easy to price. It's just, here I am thinking like, oh, there's nothing all that like insane. But the weird thing about tape measures is some of them are insanely collectible. Um, and it's almost like one of those, like when you can't find the sold comps and you have to go off active stuff, having things like most of them were 180 to the 680. Oh, you almost don't want that because then you're like, oh, now I really have to like really look into this. And then I'm just like, okay, goes back to the end of the line because I can't like
Yeah.
price it quickly.
Yeah. That's a real
And
pain.
actually the same thing happened. The same thing happened with this. I tried to price this out, and it turns out that this particular shape, among a lot of them, even just the wood regular Mocklin, they're priced a lot higher.
Hmm. And you mentioned the Mocklin Bud vase. You're not finding that anywhere. So is that like it's so rare or it's so shitty? Like what's the
I
difference?
don't, it's funny. I don't know because so the Mocklin book I bought has a complete list of all of the items that are made out of Mocklin. I could find it on there, just the title. I could not. So, and then within the title, if you flip through the book, they cover a photo of nearly every single type of item, just scattered throughout the book of examples. I couldn't
Mhm.
find a single photo. Um, and I can't, I can't find an example, even with using Google image search, of any of
So
it.
there's another public service announcement. Anybody who wants a Mocklin Bud vase, ask now before Jill finds out how much it's worth.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Janet's here.
Hi, Janet.
So getting interior doors today. Oh, okay. That sounds like ooh. Are you getting close to done with everything, Janet? I still haven't had a chance. I just remembered I haven't looked at the pictures. I'm gonna have to look at those real quick. I'll sneak a
Oh,
peek.
well, Janet, do you mind if I show everybody on our stream here? I'll pull them up if you say it's okay. 'Cause they're looking pretty
And it's
awesome. Uh,
60. Is that 60 or 65? 65. 65 in Monterey. Oh my goodness. It's actually pretty it's pretty cool here too. What is my temperature
yeah,
here?
it's like 74 here, I think. Which is a-okay with
I've
me.
got 71. So Janet said, "Go ahead."
Cool. Let's do it.
Yeah, I've got 71 here, so that's really nice. I think we're gonna get it up to 80 sometime next week, but we're looking at the 70s. So yeah, 77 for LJ. Oh, look at all those built-in shelves. Oh my gosh.
I know. Do you hate it?
Oh, Janet, I hate you so much. I want those. Oh, all the things. All the things.
Here's some like it looks like built into a closet.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh, you lucky, lucky lady. Look at that. That's so awesome. Those are beautiful.
Yeah, we're all going to Janet's house to help her move in.
Yes. I'm going to wait until Janet is on another great vacation, and then I'm going to sneak in and I'm going to assert squatters' rights.
I just noticed that there's fabric right here. Look at this teeny little fabric that has like moved into the space.
Yeah, just a little test. Just a little test to see how it looks with the new wood.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, that is so awesome.
I'm very jelly.
Yeah, same.
It is
done by Closet Factory through Costco. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Interesting. I had no idea that that Costco had a unit building. I don't know I don't know what you call that. Like, I guess a modular building kind of thing. Very cool. We're all jealous. So when I assert my squatters' rights, I'll invite everybody over.
Yeah, well, funny. Janet, you can tell them that this group approves.
Yeah. We all give them 2 thumbs up. Well, you can when you write their Yelp review or their Google review. Closet has the entry to under the house. So you can't put permanent stuff in there. Gotcha. And fabric from your Alaska trip. Very cool.
Do you want to see something I got for my pincushion collection?
Sure.
Like for my own. Remember, do you guys remember the needlework nights we did on like metal animal pincushions? I got a doggy.
Oh. Little bulldog. How cute.
Really cute.
Oh, I don't know if I've ever seen the bulldog.
I don't know.
And when I think of those, I guess I think of the ones you have, like, or the ones that I've seen that, like, our friend Karen has in her booths, or her case.
And this one is apparently from Germany as well.
Ah, are they? I don't know. For some reason, I thought England, but were many of those made in Germany, or is that like where the?
I don't know.
Oh, just that one happens to be.
Yeah, it's just marked. This is also a new. Is it tin? No, I think it's sterling. It's significantly heavier than
silver plate.
Some of the other ones. But I don't see a mark easily.
Typically they're like a hot metal, and then it's like a silver plate.
It could be, but it is significantly heavier than some others. This is another piece too that I got that is it's marked on here circa 1920. But it's like a leather and it's got initials worked into it. AR.
Oh, okay. Is it a sewing roll or a little case?
It's a little like, hold on.
It's
like a little like mending
like a spool case. Oh, that's very sweet.
Isn't that cute?
Yeah, I love little doodads.
It's got a little bodkin right here,
and little leaves. Yeah, little pages for. That's really cute. I like that.
Yeah, I thought so. It's just really sweet. I like stuff that's attributed to people. What did you do? Did you break something?
No, I'm just trying to. I have a little fan on my desk. It's a little stuffy here in the corner. I'm just trying to. I have it sitting on a little box, and it's I guess the the box amplifies it. Hopefully, you guys can't hear that. So.
Mm-mm. I can't hear anything.
I was going to mention today I am working on because I have finished my 2 quilts. Now I have to get pictures of them. The one I did get a picture yesterday, but I did it outside because it was the golden hour. The light is perfect, but I clipped it to the clothesline, and I don't like that. I don't like the way that came out, even though the lighting is perfect on it. So I need to try to get back out there this afternoon. The other piece that Jill literally has been texting me all week going, "Are you alive? Are you alive?" Because I have been working on this other piece like 10 hours a day. Literally. So. Go to the bathroom, get something to eat, feed the cats. So. It's finally done. I have one piece that I need to attach, but that's like a 10-minute thing. In fact, I could put safety pins if I had to. Because I have to get a picture of it like by tomorrow. So last night, I finished things up about, I don't know, it was like 8 or 9 o'clock. It was still fairly early, like for my time, because I'm a late night person. I thought I would reward myself by starting to work on one of my little projects, and so I started working on my Healand Coup.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
So this is Luna Lapine is, and I don't have the book here with me, but so Luna Lapine is a little rabbit that what's the woman's name? Sarah Peel. She wrote the book. I think it's 10 years ago. It's the 10-year anniversary, and it's a really sweet book. And it's this little rabbit, Luna, and she has so the first book is just her, and it's about her travels. Yes, so she has now, I think she's on her 5th book. I think the 5th book gets released. I think it's the 5th. It's either the 4th or the 5th book is released like the end of this year. And I saw some of the projects in it when I was at Festival of Quilts, and oh my god, they're so cute. There's a mole that you make out of velvet, and he's so cute. He's just the cutest little mole. But this book, this one came out of the book that has a pig, an otter, the Highland cow, a hedgehog, and then Luna. There's a pattern for Luna in every book. But anyway, I bought the kit to make him. His name is Hamish. And if you aren't familiar with the Scottishness, he's Healand Coup.
The Scottishness.
Yes. A Healand Coup. And he has, I bought his outfit to make as well. So he's a thespian. So it has the pattern to make it's a little tunic that's got like a jabot, and then his little kilt. And there's literally the little buckles. I don't know if you can see that. The little buckles and the kilt pin are in there. So very sweet. So that's what I'm working on today. I cut out all of his parts. So sewing together a leg. So
you've made a friend for Babraham.
Yes, and I have Clementine the cat also is the other one that and I think Clementine was from her 2nd book, I think. But it's just the sweetest stuff. If you've never seen her before, look her up. It's Luna, and the last name is Lapin. All the books are on Amazon. You can get them on Abe too. Some of them are more expensive than others for whatever reason, but they're just so sweet and just perfect for little kids. And cakes. Who's a little kid at heart. And I think they're the kind of toys that, like, obviously for little girls, but there's the hedgehog, Ziggy the Hedgehog, that's in the same book that Hamish came from. Very much be a great for a little boy. And they're all about the same size, so their clothes are interchangeable. So, yeah. Very cute.
Well, you know what? I just realized that I still have all the photos up from our announcements last time. So let me because just in case we have anybody new in here, you never know.
Yeah.
Um, we've launched our September calendar, which September's a long month this year.
Yeah,
It's
and it
got
starts in
5
2 days.
Tuesdays.
It starts in 2 days. Like, what?
Mm, Yeah, that's crazy. But at least I have to say that compared to August's calendar, this one is a lot more calming. August calendar had a lot of stuff going on. And then also, Steph, I'm not sure if you have the link somewhat handy,
Oh,
but
I do.
this is our next book. We're gonna start this in October, and we kind of talked about um come on, computer. Uh we usually like to start right at the beginning of the month, but because of our AQSG seminar, we're going to start it a little later in October. But you have between now and October to get your hands on this book. Steph's grabbing an affiliate link. It is Amazon. You're not obligated to buy from there. You can buy anywhere you want, and that's doesn't matter. But if you do buy with our affiliate link, we do get a kickback. And that helps support the show because believe it or not, things cost money. And we are not at the tier yet where we can have kind of active subscriptions the way that Steph does on Twitch. So, you know, every little bit helps. That's why we also have like a buy me a coffee account and things like that. If you want to throw us a little something here and there, it does things like helps us to go places to see events and exhibits and things like that. If we need some equipment, we just ordered some new business cards that we pass out. We do run some ads on social media now. Things like that where, $20-$40 goes a long way sometimes. And we really appreciate it. And we appreciate you.
We do. We very appreciative. Janet just got the book yesterday from our link. Well, thank you very much. And I just got my copy today. I thought I had that book and I didn't. And I just got my copy today and I flipped through it and I'm like, oh, some of these portraits of these poor aging women.
But there's a lot of great imagery in the book.
There really is, and so many pictures along with things that these women have made. And obviously they were middle to upper class women who, so, the fact that there is something attributed to them as well as their portrait is more likely than not. But yeah, I thought that it looks good, like it's going to be a really cool book. I'm looking forward to it.
And then I just realized that I still had these up. So if anyone hadn't seen what the hell we were talking about in the beginning, this is my new case. And one thing that I actually meant to grab today and I forgot was I meant to stop and get some little nails because I can put nails in this wood here. And I have, since I'm a corner, I have this side too. There actually is a new case now that might be available that actually has 3 wood sides.
Ooh.
I know, right? But anyway.
Because the divider between you and the person next to you is a glass.
No, it's a standalone.
Oh, no, I'm saying in this one.
Oh, yeah. This is glass right here. And so you can see in between the booths. But yeah, so this is my case. So some of the things I had to go and replace already. Like I had to replace this Mocklin box right here. And I put a brand new one right there and then it left.
that must be the lucky spot.
Or, I mean, there's the thing about Mocklin boxes. One of the first things to sell was this little pig that on the other side of him just has like a stamp of like a business. But for some reason, those little pigs, man, people like those little pigs.
I see those pigs a lot. I usually see the ones with the top hat. I think that one might be a little more of the junky roadside tourist souvenir stand kind of one.
So was this one.
Yeah. Janet said you can recycle used sewing machine needles for lightweight items just like nails. I agree.
Yeah, I could. It might not hold in this wood. That might not work.
Also, I was also thinking, you can maximize that other side by getting some of those little, those little suction cup things.
Oh, the suction cup things. Mm-hmm. I was actually thinking about that too for like the front of the glass here on the bottom where
Ah,
like the
yeah.
light's not as good.
You could suction something to
Um,
the front of it.
yeah. So here's the waxer that Stephanie and I were a little worried about with the light. Because the light gets warm. I did check on this waxer today and it's totally fine. Um, so yeah, so those were some of the first things that sold. But then again today, this egg timer right here sold.
Oh, wow. Okay.
This, yep. This pinball right here sold. Um, and then this tartanware thread box that sold. So luckily I could replace it with just another kind of tartanware thread box, and then this clam Avery needle case sold. And despite what this tag right here is, that's not for the needle case. That's for this quilt square. It was not $6. I think
Oh,
that
the
was
woe of the person who mixes up when the tags are intertwined and you're like, oh, $6? No, 600.
And it's funny, the manager today was asking me about this sweetgrass box here. He was like, "Yeah, I was really like staring at that and blah." And I was like, "Oh, it must be nice to get to play with everything, huh?"
I
Yeah.
guess he's got the keys to all the cases.
Yep. And then here's where I am. It's so funny. So that woman that bought stuff, sorry, no, it's blurry, but this is her case right here. So yeah. So yeah, half of me is like, I guess I'm gonna have to like go back tomorrow. But it's funny, speaking of tomorrow, one of the other volunteers at the New England Quilt Museum has hooked me up with a friend of hers that lives nearby that has two antique quilts that she wants to just pass on. So I'm going to her house tomorrow to pick them up.
Well, that's exciting.
Do you want to see those?
Sure. Speaking of quilts that have been passed along, I actually was a lucky recipient of a beautiful quilt. Gosh, it's going on 2 months now, just because I had all this other stuff going on. But I'm gonna start a quilt study of it, square by square, because it's a crazy quilt.
Oh, oh,
Yeah,
that's exciting.
yeah.
Square by
So,
square.
or bit by bit, bit by bit. That's from something. Anyway, so those of you that follow my stream, you'll be in for a treat soon.
Yeah, so you're just gonna like take an individual photo, like close up of each.
Yeah, and some of the research on the embroidery and just the fabrics and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, and I actually have provenance for it, so I have the person to research as well.
Hmm. So, is this coming through okay?
Hmm.
So it's funny sorry, that one of the quilts here is tumbling blocks because I just sold a tumbling blocks quilt top on my Instagram that looks very similar to this.
One in, one out.
Yeah. So yeah, so she's got this one, and then she's got this one, which this alternating fabric here is very interesting, and I like this blue. It's one of my favorite blues. But yeah, she's just like, I was like, are you looking to sell them? Like, are you looking to like? She's like, nope, I just want to pass them on to someone that likes quilts. I'm like, okay, I'll be over in the morning. So yeah,
Very nice.
that's my unboxing goodness for today.
Very cool. Yeah, Robin liked the star one. I too like the star one. LJ said the 9 patch looks very old. So
Mm-hmm,
do you know
mm-hmm.
about dates of any kind of?
She said she didn't say, I don't know if she'll tell me or if she remembers. She didn't say where she got them from, but she said whoever she got them from had them dated 1850 to 60. So we'll see. That could be correct. Um, but yeah, weren't you gonna maybe show something from England?
Yeah, I thought I would show this kind of cool quilt. Oh gosh, the picture I took of it is like, It is actually a 3-panel quilt, and it's very like at first you're kind of like, huh? It's very cool. So let me share.
Don't mind me for a second here. I just gotta find my plug. Oh yeah, we can't look at that. It's crooked.
It's irritating to me actually. So what this is, and bear with me a second because I'm working with 2 screens today.
Only 2?
Yeah, so that was one of the technical issues. My travel screen actually has a speaker on it, and I have long been able to suppress that by doing all the correct settings on all of the software. Didn't work today. It decided to start speakering again, and yeah, that was irritating. Speakering. So this is a community quilt. It was shortlisted for something. I don't know what that means. They have, they'll put, this was something that they would put on the placards. Like you can see, it's got that big black circle that says shortlisted. I'm not sure what that meant. If it was like a runner, if it ended up being a runner-up for a prize. Because the quilts that got prizes were moved to this other space. Anyway, so this is the Calne Community Quilt. Made by 100 residents of Calne. I'm guessing I'm pronouncing this right. It's Calne. Made by 100 residents of this town, and it's 11 to 91 years of age. So you've got tweens and the elderly working in here. Designed by Priestley 250 Group and residents of Calne. So the quilt, and you're going like, okay, what? This quilt is about, what is his name? Oh gosh, where's his name? There, I can see his. He's basically the guy that invented oxygen.
What? You mean like portable oxygen?
No, he discovered that oxygen consists of two atoms. Now I can't find his name. It's Priestley. Oh, it's Priestley. Yes. So this is 250 years since this scientist, whose last name was Priestley, made this discovery of the 2 atoms of oxygen, I think is what. And he must be from this town.
So I was wondering why that we had a couple of sets of lungs on here.
Yes. Well, so
I was like, are we talking about like tuberculosis? Like,
no, it is specifically oxygen, and it's so. Let's see. This is the close up of the center, so it's got all of this info in here. 1774.
Is that supposed to be his signature?
Yes. So it's something Priestley. Yeah. So he was a librarian. I don't know, poet, author. I'm not sure what the Shield. Pastor. Something pneumatic chemistry. Chemist. So
a natural philosopher.
Yeah, like I'm trying to see all these things. I realize that I'm not doing a very good presentation of this, but
I mean, he was a liberal political theorist.
Yes, and he dephlogisticated air. So basically, to bring it all home, this guy in 1774 was the guy that said, "Hey, oxygen's made of 2 atoms." I think that's the gist of it. But this group of people that made this quilt, I think they were just like, all right, everybody's got to think of like, what would you make for your block? And that's what this is. So you have all kinds of different things. So, when you think of air, this person thinks of scuba diving. This is some kind of atomic, I don't know.
Representation.
Yeah. And they were they're three-dimensional. So there's, I think these are buttons, and then these are these little three-dimensional things made out of like a mylar, like mylar fabric. And I think, like, when you look at this and you look at this, they're like, okay, whatever this thing is, this thing, it's the same thing that is being.
Mm-hmm.
This one was cool because it was all crochet, and some of them are flat, like doily like, and then some of them were little circles, little spheres. This guy I thought was really cute, walking on the moon. Yeah, so he's knitted or crocheted and needle felted, and then I think this was like beads in the back. So I was like, one step for mankind. That was an American. No offense, British. This one was cool because this is like leaves, the O2, and the lungs. There's a lot of lungs on this quilt, which is really what drew me to it, because I have, lung illness, and I thought these were just so fun to look at. So this one is this like really densely embroidered, and then this I think is just supposed to be, the oxygen atom, and it's velvet. I think that was it. I think that was the only close-ups I did. There's another one. Oh, no, here's another one. This was really pretty. Just this lace. Yeah. Oh, here we go. I loved this one. The body. So, nitrogen, hydrogen. What is that?
Carbon.
I was like, Carson? And oxygen, 65% oxygen.
Oh, I like that building.
Oh, this is the Priestley house. Wow. Apparently, if you go to Cologne, you'll see the Priestley house.
Yeah, it's a nice house.
Yeah, and so just like each one of these, I just thought was so cool. And I'm sure that it's, and this is where there's not a whole lot of information given. You'd have to, I guess, I'll have to go out and research a little bit, but this, my guess is maybe the Priestley house is a historic, it's a monument, it's a landmark. Perhaps there's some organization there that held this contest, or maybe it wasn't even a contest. Maybe it was just a,
commemorative.
Make a block and you'll get it in this quilt. But yeah, I just thought this was so neat. And that might be, I think that is it. Yeah. Yep, that was it.
That's a very neat quilt. And yeah. I don't know if you said yet. Tell me again where exactly you saw this.
Oh, this was at Festival of Quilts.
Oh, it was. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was in the group category.
I wasn't sure if maybe you went to a museum or something and then saw that specific thing.
No, there of our destinations, I'm trying to think. There were no quilts except for one place we were supposed to go that we didn't get to go.
Mm-hmm.
And it really bums me out. And the only picture I have, we didn't get to go, but our tour guide had a picture that had like just been printed out, just in her notes. And so she passed it around so we could look at it. And I think it is a modern quilt or a contemporary quilt, but it's in this old church, cathedral, some sort of place of worship, and what it depicts, and I need to find it, maybe as we chat I can find it, but it depicts the mystery plays, which, are you familiar with the mysteries, how they did that? So the guilds, and I know I'm not going to get all of this 100% right, but the guilds, so back during ye olden days, medieval era, the guilds. So, there's all kinds of guilds. There's the weavers, the dyers, and I guess just for lack of anything, we'll just say the weavers. The weavers would be responsible for putting on this, mystery play. And that mystery plays were, because people were illiterate or didn't own Bibles, or, many reasons, they had to have their religion shown to them, handed to them. And so the guild would put on these plays that were essentially, the stage was a cart and they could move the cart around, and these plays would depict something biblical that was usually like the moral of the story is kind of stuff they were morality related. Or this is what's going to happen to you if you don't go to church, like this is how, look, this is hell.
Mhm.
That kind of thing. And they employed varying levels of costumes and like literal stage magic to these were some all out productions in some places.
Mhm.
Anyway, the quilt shows this. It's like, it's wild. It looks like an aerial view of like a medieval city, and it's got the mystery plays going on. It's such an interesting quilt. Um, Let me see if
I
I can
really feel
find it while
bad
we
that you
talk.
didn't have more time to really kind of investigate some of the stuff you got to see there.
Yeah, yeah. My mom and I have talked. She and I actually were on the phone real quick before we started. We've kind of talked about the fact that we didn't put this together, so it's not our decision. But had it been our decision, there are things that we certainly would have changed, and stuff we would not have done in order to be able to do other things.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. I know it was early on, and I took a picture of the picture, and I know I wrote some notes about it. So let me see if I can find this. Um, but yeah, the only place I really saw quilts was Festival of Quilts. I can't think.
Not when you didn't see anything when you went to the V&A.
No, because I only did the British. The section I did, it's like when you walk into the V&A, it's to the left. It's like Britain, 14 something to 18 something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was all that I saw there, and that was all. I mean, there was lots of textile related stuff, but none of it was quilts. It was like upholstery
Mm-hmm.
stuff, bed hangings, tapestries, little bit of clothing, the needlework stuff that I already showed you, the box, Martha Edlin's stuff.
Mm-hmm.
um yeah. Well, hmm.
Janet just says enjoyable travel always starts with a lot of research even before you pack the suitcase. I think, Janet, that's one reason why people like to go on some of these group tours is because they don't have to think about anything. That
Yeah,
that is a plus to going. Um,
it is.
for me, it would there's personally too many cons. One of them being all the time on a bus. I just Steph has seen it firsthand. The bus air, kind of the stale air, and I can get a little green. Um, and it's just not my jam. I might do it if we did had one of those small type motor coach little things that holds like 12 people, that you can
those
open a
are
window on.
those are a pain in the butt to get in and out of, though. I don't love
Oh, I
those.
don't, maybe we're thinking about different things, but I don't think so. But anyways, the whole point for me is like you can open a window, and get some air. Um, the one thing about the motor coach, the big ones though, is they have a bathroom often, and that's a plus.
Hmm.
But
Oh, I don't know if my mom is still here. She had the joy and pleasure of using the motor coach bathroom. I never used it, but a number of the women on, and I think they all were like, ah!
yeah, it can be terrifying. Although I'll tell you, the most terrifying moving bathroom I've ever been on was when I was taking the like this high speed train with Mary and Marianne Fonz from Boston to New York City. And I decided I had to go to the bathroom because I was actually one reason I went to the bathroom is because for just a couple of minutes I got this huge wave of nausea and was just like, wow, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I was totally fine after I went to the bathroom, but I apparently decided to go during the point in time when the train hits peak speed. And if you have not um, expelled things from your body at high speeds, and the thing about train bathrooms are that they're human sized. You know, they're not like plane bathrooms or bus bathrooms where like you can't fit your butt in the bathroom. Like there's room to move in this bathroom. So I'm literally like trying to like pull up my pants, like, just like bouncing all over this bathroom. It was it's a wonder it's not padded, let's say, because you could really get injured walking around. I have like honestly, I feel like they should have made an announcement that says like we're about to reach peak speeds of 100 miles an hour or whatever. Like please don't get up unless absolutely necessary because stuff. Iva said there were more tapestries in the displays.
Yeah, I mean that was mostly what we saw, tapestries and things like that. Okay, I have found the quilt and the information. I just gotta find a picture of it that we can look at. Let's see. So it is at it's at Chester Cathedral, which, so they actually have mystery plays there. And let's see. Chester Cathedral used to be the Abbey of St. Werburgh. And this is interesting. The quilt was actually stolen. This is why it kind of bums me out that we didn't get to go there, because this is so irritating. They have pictures of parts of it, but I'm like not finding the picture of the whole quilt. But it was stolen, and then well, okay, this is a picture taken by another person, but this will have to do. All right. So, yeah, apparently it was stolen and then it was recovered, which I think maybe they don't know who stole it, I guess. But so this is what it looks like, and it was made in, I think it was made before 2005, because it was stolen in 2005. This, I can't zoom into this picture, but I mean you can get the gist of it, what the quilt looks like. And then let me go to this one and we can look at some of the, can't really zoom into any of this stuff. Let's see. Well, so I can read this so that people will know what this is about if you've never heard of these. So, mystery plays were created all across Europe from the 13th century as a means of celebrating the stories of the Old and New Testaments for the Feast of Corpus Christi. Other famous mystery play cycles in England were written in Coventry, York, and Wakefield. So I guess the cycle is that it's like a series of plays. The scripts, as in the case of the Chester cycle, were often written by medieval monks. Originally performed inside the churches, from the 14th century they were produced by crafts guilds, and I think they were called the worshipful companies. I think it is companies, and performed in the open streets and marketplaces on pageant carts or wagons. The mounting of the plays in the nave of Chester Cathedral in 2013 was the first time in hundreds of years that they had been performed inside a church, and it was the first time they had ever been produced inside the cathedral nave itself. So they're still doing these now. And yeah, this gets into the freemen and the guilds. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of interesting stuff here. But okay, so the tapestry quilt, let's see, the Mystery Place tapestry quilt by B.J. Elvgren. Let's see. They acquired it in 97, but it was made before then. Oh my gosh. She's in Virginia. So, what do you know? A postcard of it has been a bestseller in the cathedral shop. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So this
That's
is
cool.
like, this is where the play is happening here. And you've got people on stilts. And this is another one. So you've got like this stuff happening all over the place. And I love these Tudor buildings. I think these Tudor buildings are so cool. Over here, oh, this one's cool. This one, it's like, I guess it's a dragon, but it reminds me of like the like a Chinatown where they have the dragon dances with the people inside.
Yeah.
That's what that reminded me of. But these devils out here, and then this is the cathedral itself. Just a really, really cool thing. And it looks like there's some like she's used metallic fabrics and stuff. It's so cool looking to me. And oh yeah, there's some the walls, the city walls, I guess.
I'll be right back. I need a drink.
Okay. So anyway, that is the Chester Cathedral quilt. Would have been the quilt I would have seen had I seen it. It's a really cool quilt though. I don't know how big it is. Let's see. Nope. Does not say what the size is. Oh well. Back to me. What? Flush during the visit to the loo? What are you talking about, Mom? I didn't visit that loo. Oh, Janet, you took a picture of all the dragons you saw at the V&A. Oh gosh, I did see some really cool stuff at the V&A. I just haven't had a chance to go through my V&A pictures yet. Other than there were one or two things that I posted. I'm trying to think now. I know I posted Martha Edlin's little box and her stitch work and then her needlework. And I'm trying to think if I posted anything else from the V&A. I don't think I did. Yeah. So what did I just do with my phone? Here it is. Just see if I can grab some more pictures while we wait on Jill.
I'm back.
Okay. It is so funny.
To grab my sewing because I
it's
left
so
it
funny
on the
to
inside
me
of the
that
room.
it's so funny to me that this quilt maker lives in Virginia. I wonder if she's British or not. Oh, there's the day that I had scouse.
What?
Scouse.
What's that?
It is the official delicacy of Liverpool. It is basically beef stew. It was pretty good.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say
They call it scouse.
It sounds like a medical condition.
It sounds. Oh yes, it sounds like. Yes, I got a case of scabies and scouse. No, it's like a beef stew. It tasted just like a beef stew. It was very tasty. It came with a little like condiment cup of shredded beets. Shredded pickled beets but like sour pickled beets, not.
I like pickled beets.
Hi, Winnie. I like pickled beets that have a little bit of sweet. My grandmother made the best pickled beets. Pickled beets that are not sweet though, they just taste like sour dirt.
It's beets.
But mixed into the scouse, it was all right. Or with the scouse, it was all right. Oh, I did post this picture. I'm not gonna pull this up on screen, but I posted him a picture of myself with him. We think it's Paul McCartney or John Lennon. Mm-hmm. It's really hard to tell when they had the Beatle haircut. But yeah, this is the alley of the Cavern Club. This is what that alley looked like. I shouldn't hold these up because my phone is not. You can just see like that's people as far as the eye can see down this alley.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm finding pictures I haven't looked at yet, and they're funny. um, yeah, it's when you go on a trip, and I think I'd mentioned this before. You go on a trip, the trip is too long when you have forgotten stuff from the beginning of the trip, and you're still on the trip. Right? Like, it's one thing to be like, you come home, you start looking at your pictures from the beginning, and you're like, oh, I forgot about this. But I was forgetting stuff I had seen at the beginning, and I was still there. So it's like, the trip was too long.
Janet said that's why she likes cruising, because we travel to ports. They do one thing there just to sample, and they don't have to go on a bus. Now, Janet, the thing is here, now in theory, that sounds great. And I would definitely try one of those Viking river cruises in Europe, because like you can see land on both sides. But cruising opens a whole other can of like things that I don't want to deal with, like endless blackness outside.
Yes.
In the night sky and the ocean of just nothingness. Or if you have not seen the documentary Poop Cruise, or that other one about oh my God, did you see it, Steph? The girl that goes missing on the cruise ship. What was that one?
Amy Bradley is missing?
Yes.
She is actually from very close to where I went to college, and her mom's name is Iva.
I don't remember that part.
Yeah, her mom's name is Iva. They were from right around Richmond, and
I do remember them being from around there.
Yeah, I want to say she would have been my age, or she is my age, because until a few years ago, they think that she might have still been alive, which is crazy. Have you seen it? Did you see the whole thing?
Yes.
Oh my God. I love some true crime. And the Amy Bradley story is one of those where it's like, most of the time when you see those, like when there have been disappearances. And if you guys don't know, Amy Bradley it happened, gosh, I think it happened it was in the 90s. She disappeared her parents and her brother went on this cruise. It was kind of like this last big family hurrah, because she was moving out, and I think she finished school or whatever. Anyway, they were doing this last family thing, and they saw her like out on the balcony of the room. They were all in one room, and they saw her out on the balcony. And then a little while later, her dad woke up and was like, oh, she's gone. It was only like not that long later, and they thought, oh, she must have gone out early, and she had disappeared. And like, there's did she fall over? Did she, did somebody like abduct her? Did they kill her and sneak her off the boat? Did they hide her body? Did they throw her overboard? Like, there's all these ideas. And 99% of the time when you get a missing person and it's a situation like that, you're like, it's probably like Occam's razor. She probably fell overboard. Or somebody did her, somebody harmed her, because she was a pretty young woman. She had been getting attention, on the ship. But there have been enough sightings of people that are positive it's her. And the reason why that can be positive it's her is because she has like a very distinctive tattoo. She had a tattoo. I think it was the Tasmanian devil or something like that. And there were a couple of other things that were really distinctive about her. And they think that this guy, he was a member of the ship band, either like coerced her or physically, bodily took her off the ship, and she was sex trafficked, basically. And over the years, there have been some pictures that came up, and it's an aged version of a woman that looks a heck of a lot like her. And they've done all of the things like where they do the measurements of the nose, they look at the ears, how your features, mathematically line up and stuff. And they're like, her family is like, they think it's her. Oh, that one just gives me the chills. Like, oh my God, And I mean, I feel terrible for her family, because they just don't have any answers. And those are the true crime stories that are so sad. It's bad enough to lose a loved one, but then to have like literally no idea what happened. Like,
well, and from that documentary, if you remember, the mother, it's been something like what, 20 years, right? Something like that.
At
The
least. I want to
mother,
say it's been longer than that at this point.
well, the mom mentioned how they've literally spent like every waking moment for the last 20 years looking for her and following leads and doing this and
Hmm.
that. And she comments that like we haven't lived a life for
Right.
20
Yeah.
years. Because all
Yeah.
their energy went to that. Yeah.
Yeah. Janet's seen both. Poop Cruise and Amy Bradley, and she still went to Alaska on a boat.
I would, it's funny. Alaska is one of the few that I'm like, okay, maybe I'd go figure I'd choose the one with icebergs. Like,
Well,
um,
and I know Janet can attest to it. My in-laws went on an Alaskan cruise too, and I've lots of people who are, cruise people were like, yeah, the Alaska one, or like Norway. Norway is another one where you can do. It's more like a, I guess it's more like a riverboat kind of thing because
right,
it's
those are the Viking River
in
cruises.
the
I would do
fjords. In the fjords, yeah, I've heard good things about
they're
that too.
much small. Yeah, they're much smaller. Your room is a little more human size. There's less people, and you can see. The one thing I like about them is you're gonna see these places while you're cruising up the river. Like ocean cruising, you're just ocean and then you see a place. This you at least get to see,
Hmm.
the land all the time. Not to mention it's just, like it's swimmable if it goes down. Like
Well, I don't know about that, but I don't think going down in the waters of the Bering Strait or the Norwegian fjords, you're gonna be like, oh, I'll just swim to shore.
no, leave it to you to
I
yuck my yum when
well,
I'm
I work.
trying to find some way. So needless to say, I'm not inviting you. Janet, do you want to go on a Viking River cruise with me?
I can say that not everybody who goes overboard on a ship dies, but your chances are not great if you go overboard. The goal is to try not to go overboard.
And who was even talking about that?
I'm
Nobody.
just I'm just saying in general. Well, you're acting like as long if the ship goes down. Well, okay, if the ship goes down, um,
Yeah, otherwise, I'm not. I mean, there has to be a pretty good reason for me to jump off of it. Like, if you think like I'm like going, my biggest fear is God, guys, I can't be trusted on a cruise ship because I'm known to jump. Like,
well, though, like the yacht people, like they love to jump off those yachts, like for
yeah, but
fun.
the
Like,
difference is like when they're jumping off a yacht, like the water's not near as far
well, true,
as
but I
if
mean, it's
you.
still. I mean, there's still. I mean, yes, they're not out in the abyss of the ocean, but most cruise ships aren't either. Like most cruise ships aren't sitting out there like in the Pacific Ocean. They're
I
not
mean,
that far from.
they're far enough that they're the only source of light other than, the sky, like the moon out there. That's far enough for me.
Well, sure. Yeah. Yes. You do make a point, but also again, it's not like you're out in the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
It is.
Let us keep in mind here that I am only talking about the reasons that I am not getting on cruise ships. They are not at all reasons I'm using that no one else should get on them. Like, these are just my peccadillos.
I'm not a fan of cruise ships just because I am claustrophobic and those rooms are just too dang small for me. Um
She said the river cruises are very excursion heavy. Yes, Janet, I like that. I only read one book on the Alaska, is it Alaska? AK?
mhm. Yeah.
Because we were busy almost every day. Um, yeah, the reason I would like the river ones because they're excursion heavy is because I don't have to worry about getting around Europe myself. Not that it's hard. I don't want to if I don't have to think about it, great. Um,
Now, I'm not going to say getting around Europe is easy. I
well, I mean, in terms of like public transit, like they have us beat.
yeah, but um it depends on where you're going and when. Yeah, yes to probably England to France. You got to like a ferry, go through the channel. Um, every single country though has different transportation, and so unless you're like on like one of the big train situations, you have to learn every country's. And I will say Eastern Europe, they definitely have subways and stuff, but my God, I couldn't figure it out. Nothing was in English, so I was like, I'll just walk. And I walked like 5 miles because I was like, I can't read.
Why didn't you just pull up a translator on your phone?
This was 2006,
Oh,
and I didn't have a
okay.
translator.
Well, I mean, like that would be my thing. Is like, now we have.
Oh yes, nowadays it's things are easier. I do have to say I rode the tube. It was perfectly delightful. One of the ladies we were with was very nervous about the tube. She was like, oh no, I know I don't want to have to try to figure out where to go on the tube. And our tour guide, because we had some times that we were, could do it whenever we wanted, and my thing was, well, I'm going to the V&A because nobody put it on this tour. So but yeah, like the tube was so easy, so much, I mean, easier to me in my opinion than, definitely easier than the New York subway. Maybe not quite as easy as DC. Maybe it was about as easy as riding like the DC Metro, because each like line kind of had it had a start and a stop, and you just need to know which direction you're going. That's all. And then I was using my phone,
which is
so.
for a lot of people is the hardest part.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, but I mean, if you had to look at a map though, you're like, I'm going this way. I need to go that way. So you're just looking for the end of the line, right? Like to figure out which direction to go. But I was using my phone, and my phone would be like, walk down to the second platform. Yeah, Google Maps is pretty good. And Mind the Gap. Thanks, Druid. They do still say it. They do say Mind the Gap. And it is indeed a gap. Yeah, like I think, I mean, I write the
Not
DC...
even the little tiny gap to get on an airplane freaks me out.
Oh yeah, this was quite the gap in some places. I was like, oh God.
And you like, and like on an airplane, you like cannot fall through that gap. And like you should see, like when I get on an airplane, I take like the widest step to get over the gap. Because it's just
yeah.
something about it. I'm just like, no.
Oh no, I get it. I totally get it. But yeah, I was quite surprised. There really is a gap. If you're like, I ride the DC Metro all the time. I ride the MARC train, which is it's the Maryland commuter train, but it runs on Amtrak lines. And in fact, I think they're Amtrak trains. I ride that periodically too. And it, I mean, it comes up and like, depending on what the station's like, yeah, there may be, like a gap, but the subways usually, I mean, they're coming close enough that to the edge that it's not so much, but yes, the tube, there is a gap. Like, you gotta mind that gap because it's there. Yeah, there's also a gap with motor coaches. I don't know how many times I'd be like going to stop off and I'd be like, I'm gonna just fall down and roll right under this bus.
I'm not okay. So like if that happened, like I would definitely be like, oh my God, are you okay? But once I find out that you're okay, then I'm gonna laugh.
Then you would laugh, of course you would.
Yeah. And take pictures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For future blackmail. Are you working on something? Are you working on your aminal there?
My coup.
I'm gonna baste some hexies here.
Let's see, Janet said they did the trams pretty well. Yeah. Oh, going up mountainsides. Oh, those are scary. You're talking about those ones that are like dunk, 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 dunk. Yeah.
What's anybody else working on? What are you
what are you guys all working on?
I haven't picked up my hexies probably since the last time I was working on them on stream. Because I've been pricing my brains out.
that my bifocals aren't working anymore.
What do you mean? Like they turn on and off?
No, I don't. I think I need to go back to the doctor because my vision has been not great lately, and I was at the eye doctor. I mean, it's maybe been 9 months ago.
When's the last time you had your A1C checked?
Sometime in the past year.
So I was gonna say if that's fluctuating at all, that'll affect your eyes.
I didn't know that.
I know that from personal experience.
Gotcha. Okay.
Do you remember when I was having all I kept getting sick and I was having that coughing issue and I was having Jolly Ranchers all the time? That super duper spiked my A1C. It's come back down since then, but it's super spiked it, and my eyes dramatically changed to the point where my eye doctor was like, "This isn't normal."
That's interesting. I've never heard of that. I mean, I heard of A1C, but I always hear that as it a.
Well, it's why diabetics often have not great eyes.
Okay. So Robin is working on the last section of the quilted scarecrow. The quilted scarecrow. Why can't I say that?
I totally want some. Stephanie, make me a scarecrow. If anyone can do it, you can. What a missed opportunity.
And Janet is embroidering on a stuffed bat for her daughter. That sounds adorable. Jana's working on Tara Miller's mystery quilt. Robin also wants a scarecrow. I didn't know Tara had a mystery quilt.
Yeah, that's I really like Tara's patterns. I'm sure that's gonna look pretty cool.
Yeah,
well, actually, I like her patterns, and then I also like her fabric choices in her patterns.
Yeah, she's done some kind of cool stuff lately. Yeah, all those sound like wonderful things to be working on. I'm just working on this little coo leg. Boop, boop.
I mean, if that's what you claim it is, I'll believe you.
It is.
Right now, it does not. But it does not yet look like a leg.
Yes, but you cut these little loops you make. You cut them, so then he ends up with his little shaggy hands and feet. That's supposed to be the shaggy, and then he's got fur on his head and tail. So cute. Yeah, I think I saw earlier Janet said, I guess you looked it up. Yeah, we have a tariff issue here, don't we? So nobody will ship to the United States anymore. I
was gonna say, what does that have to do with anything? What were we talking about?
Janet had looked up to see if she could get.
Oh, I see.
I was. I'm not gonna say anything. I can't think of anything that isn't gonna get me all fired up. But yeah, so Janet, you can still get the book itself. You can get the book through Amazon or, like I said, Abe. I think it's the third book, is the one that had, this is just the individual kit, but you can actually get the whole book and you don't have to, it doesn't ship from Europe, or from England. But yeah, my Instagram has been full of really fun British, European, and elsewhere, artists and people that are putting the things up, can't ship to the US. So oh my gosh, Druid. So Druid's been working on her art journal, and she's also let us know that her longest, grayest hair came out while she was detangling it, and it's over 2 feet long.
My goodness.
And she's working into her journal, and it's called Her Grandest Hair. I love it. Yes, I did save a few of my gray, the first ones I found that up in here. And you guys know that I cut some bangs. That was a little bit about keeping the gray hair at bay. I haven't found another one lately. I know I've got a crop back here.
Do you know where my first one was? And it wasn't even gray. It was white in my eyebrow.
Oh yeah, I've had those. I was like, Jill, we're in public.
And I was enjoying the fact that she finally gets to connect with us live. I'm thrilled that you have finally remembered a time that we were streaming.
Hey, Tish. So Tish is trying to use her serger. It is not happy. Are sergers ever happy? Serger's always like, meh, I'm going to drop this thread. Meh. I'm going to be real loopy on the bottom. Good luck.
I've never used a serger.
Yeah, so I have a pretty old serger. It's an old refurbished Brother, and it was actually really good. I had some maintenance done on it, and I baby it because it's very persnickety. But yeah, you have to thread multiple threads. Mine has 4 threads that you have to thread to get. Oh my gosh, you noticed the hair decades ago. Oh gosh.
I heard you snoring.
I'm just laughing with Druid on her hair. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Robin says that several cross stitch artists that she can't order from because of the tariff. Yeah. So who's being hurt by the tariffs? Is it the leaders, the countries, the leaders that were trying to be punished? No, it's the regular people who are trying to just buy themselves a Healand coup. Okay, I'm done.
I was gonna say, quiet.
Yeah. Hopefully things will be for the better soon.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm having a pretty good day. Please don't ruin it.
I didn't. So when I did the Windsor Castle stuff the other day, I don't think you were on my stream. They did have this pet store when you kind of walk through some shopping areas up to the castle hill. There was a dog accessory store because the Brits do love their dogs. And they had dog chew toys. There was an Elon Musk. There was a Trump. There was a Putin, and I'm not sure who the third one was or the fourth one was. I didn't recognize the name.
That's funny.
Yeah, the Queen's Doll's House. Yeah, that was the day that well, my trip to Windsor Castle was the day I got to see the Doll's House for 5 minutes. But yeah, I still think about the Doll's House. And that was something else. I really wish I could have taken pictures. But, as we were told, you're in the king's house. And I'm like, you know what? I don't think it has anything to do with it being the king's house. I think it has to do with the fact that tourists can't be trusted to take a quick picture and move along. That's why they don't let you take pictures in there.
People are people.
Indeed.
They do a lot of peopling when they're out in the world.
Yes, indeedy. I think you figured it out, but don't remember who it was. Do you mean like the fourth? Oh, Druid said she saw a black coyote this week. Black coyotes are very rare. Work that in with the grandest hair. Druid's great grand hair. The fourth doll. Okay, yeah, it was somebody named Nigel. Who? And I mean, Nigel's a British name, so it had to have been a British politician or person. Who would it be? Nigel. I don't know. I've lost track of their leaders. I don't know who is in power there now. Their prime minister. Last person I remember was Boris Johnson. So.
Because how could you forget?
Yes, Janet. You got a trolley ride up the castle and got to use the elevators behind the scenes to go to the doll's house. My mother did too. My mother got to go see the doll's house. She got to skip the line and even looked out the door and saw me standing there in the 45-minute line. I stood in to
Did she at least wave?
Oh, I wasn't looking that way. I think she said she felt really bad. She was like, "Oh no." Meanwhile, I'm
Hey, there
standing out.
has to be some perks to like getting older and
Yeah,
maybe having a couple of issues getting around. I think that that deserves a few perks.
I do. I totally agree. Yeah, that's one of those things. Like,
And there
mobility
will be
issues.
some day when that's us.
Yeah. The thing is, like, I feel like with the hassles of being older or having mobility issues, life's a hassle. You should be able to get a few
Yeah.
perks.
You should be able to get up to the dollhouse more easily and cut the line. You've earned it at that point. Druid, I keep thinking about your hair. And for me, I feel like if it happened, it would be like this really obnoxiously long, out of nowhere, crazy chin hair that would still be like 2 feet long. Hey, if there's men listening and they feel disenchanted, that is not my fault. It's your fault for having ears.
Druid said it could happen.
Druid, I really feel like you and I are really close.
I've never felt closer to you than before.
I mean, there is no one else on this earth that I call Tumbleturd. So I was reminding myself of my trip in the very end of October slash beginning of November down to Virginia Quilt Museum,
Mm-hmm.
because Alicia there is going to host an event for my Young Millennial Quilters Facebook group.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't plan to do the drive-in one day. I'm gonna stop over in Pennsylvania on my way down. And because any excuse to stop somewhere in Pennsylvania for me is
Yeah, exactly.
okay. Um,
Oh, poor
so but I
you.
was
Poor you.
I know, right? Well, and the thing is that like I've got to leave like the butt crack of dawn in order to get there at a time when like antique stores will still be open at least for a couple hours, which is fine because like I'll just hit the couple that like I really, really like. Um, and I was like, huh, where am I gonna stay? Like, do I want to stay in one of the Airbnbs I've been in before, or do I want to just like get in a hotel? And then, of course, I was like, and do I want to get a bacon jam grilled cheese?
So a druid says if you help her move and then bring you back, she'll help you.
Huh. Wait, help me with what? The long chin hair?
I guess with whatever you need. You help a friend move and they'll help you with whatever you need. Oh, yeah. Robin said figure out how to send her one.
Oh my God, Robin.
Yeah, that
Oh,
that bacon jam stuff. Mm-mm-mm.
well, and last time when Ann and I went and we got like their little special thing that also came with like a tomato soup. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And now I'm thinking I should probably tell Ann that I'm in town for the night. Like she would obviously she'd have to do a little bit of a drive to come meet me because it's not down the street from her. But yeah, I should probably tell her so that she has the option, be like, to do a smidge of shopping and have some bacon jam grilled
Some bacon
cheese.
jam. I don't know, Anne. I think Anne will just go have bacon jam just out of spite to everyone else. I didn't have anything to do today, so I just went down to, and I can't remember what town that's in. I just went down to that town and I just had myself a bacon sandwich.
I cannot remember which town it is off the top of my head either. But it's not far from my general usual stomping grounds in Pennsylvania, so
Ooh, Druid says she's finding lots of quilts. She wants us to come visit and sort the quilts out.
What do you mean you're
Hmm.
finding lots of quilts?
So,
Like,
Druid, are you still working on cleaning your mom's house out? Is that what you're talking about?
so yeah, if you're
I'm very
finding quilts at your
interested.
mom's house, like, what does that mean? Like, she made them, grandma made them.
I'm very interested in these quilts, Druid. Um, yeah, yeah, she's living at her mom's house. Yeah. Um, we are always interested in whatever quilts anybody has.
Mhm.
Looking at them, hearing about them.
And Druid, you're in Tennessee, right?
Hmm.
Hmm. We have other friends in Tennessee too.
We do.
She said, my grandmother made a lot of them. I think
Oh,
some were more recently by her friend.
East
Huh.
Tennessee. Yeah. I haven't. Let's see. I guess I'm trying to think. Last time I was in Tennessee was for QuiltCon, I guess.
Last time I was there was for a wedding. It's quite some years ago.
Speaking of QuiltCon, is anybody going to QuiltCon this year? We are. We will be there for part of to be part of AQSG's booth to help out. And it is in Raleigh again this year. It really surprised me that they went back to Raleigh. Like,
You know
um,
why I think it is because where they can go is actually pretty limited based on how much space they need.
it is, and I do have to say the Raleigh, that convention center there in Raleigh is perfect. Um,
And they refuse to come to the Northeast because of quote unquote snow.
yeah, well, February.
But
It's an
we're not
issue.
getting that kind of, but we haven't been getting that kind of snow since 2015.
Yeah, but they have to book that stuff so far in advance. There's no way of knowing. No, like I feel like the year that they go and book it someplace in New England is the year that things would change and the snow would be insane and nobody would come and yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, I don't really care because it's not really my favorite show. Um, which is one of those like if I wasn't working it, I probably wouldn't go.
Yeah, I oh, so Tisha's not able to go. Um
Mm.
yeah, the year before last when I went, um I was planning on going anyway just because it was in Raleigh. Um this year or this coming year, I guess. I don't know if it wasn't for working for AQSG there, I don't know whether I'd go or not.
Well, you also loop it into a trip to see your dad.
Yeah, because my dad only lives like an hour and a half from there, so it's two birds, one stone. Or rather, two birds, one very long drive to North Carolina. um,
Yeah, that's another trip too that I won't do in one shot. I will puddle jump that one.
well, yeah, that's a lot farther for you. For me, it's like 7 hours, something like that.
I am very excited though to get my favorite pizza on the way down there.
Where's that from?
It's off an exit in Virginia. Off of what is that? 78 or 81 or something? It's that highway.
Okay, I don't know because I don't drive down 81.
Yeah, it's not on the coast. It's in more inland. Um,
Well, 81 is the western part of Virginia, goes down the western side of Virginia. So you're heading down
there you
towards
go.
like not
181.
like Asheville.
Yep. Yeah, it's 81. It goes What was I thinking of? Blah, blah, blah. One town it goes through that makes me giggle is Charlottesville. But
Yeah.
anyways, it's an exit off of there. I forget off the top of my head which exit, but it's right off the exit. It's like connected to the gas station that's off the exit, and it's called Italian Touch.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it is just really, really, really good.
Okay.
And
Italian touch.
anybody that, and apparently I think too they have more than one location if you look them up. Um, and anyone that I discovered them on one of my trips to or from North Carolina in grad school. And then since then, I've gone there a couple of times when I've gone to Bonnie Hunter's retreat house in on the border
Mm-hmm.
of Virginia and North Carolina. And anyone else I've ever taken there, which I've taken 4 or 5 people there, have agreed that it is just very good. It's just very simple. Like if you just get like cheese, it's just very simple pizza, but it's very good. And if I go there, like when anytime I'd be making my trip back north, I would time it to get to them right at open if I was like leaving really early in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And what I would do is like I would, sit there and maybe have a couple of slices, to be out of the car. But then like I'd get like a large pizza and like bring it back with me. So I can eat it later because I really like it.
Yeah, we've done that before. Actually, I'm trying to think. Last time I went to Tennessee, Mom and I drove. She went to QuiltCon with me, and we stopped. There was a I'm trying to think where. Let's see. Is it University of Tennessee? Like what town is that in? Whatever town that's in, I think. We drove through there, and there happened to be a mellow mushroom in town. So
What's that?
mellow mushroom is I'm trying to remember where they're actually out of, where they originated. So Knoxville, yeah. So Knoxville. I want to say mellow mushroom originated someplace like in North Carolina, or it's some college town kind of place, but it's just pizza, but it's like it's really good. They
Mhm.
like they're like they have a mushroom pizza that's got like 5 different kinds of mushrooms on it.
You
It's
big
not
into mushrooms?
not really actually, but their mushroom pizza just happens to be that good. And it, they're not like really, I wouldn't call them gourmet pizzas. I would call them like just, I don't know, specialty. Ah, Druid's been there. Honestly, prefer Stefano's across the street.
Them's
Yeah.
fighting words.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Pizza's one of those things. So here's the thing. It's hard to ruin pizza. It's hard to make a perfect pizza. But all pizza, I think, is worthy. And there are better pizzas than others.
All you think
Um,
all pizza's worthy?
yeah, pretty much. I think now, given choices, we make choices. But like, yes, a English muffin with some tomato sauce and a pepperoni and some cheese on it. That's a good enough pizza for me sometimes.
No, I like to make bagel pizza at home.
We actually keep like a jar of pizza sauce and mozzarella and pepperoni in the refrigerator pretty much at all times. So whatever bread strata we have, it's quite easy to make a bad pizza, says Robin.
Well, what's funny is when I was in middle school is when they first introduced bagel pizza in my school district for
Oh.
lunch. They before that they only had like the really doughy like rectangle pizza that they'd always serve in school.
Oh, see, now I love rectangle pizza.
Oh, it's not that it was bad. It's just that's all they had. And no, there was a time and a place for one of those for sure. But when I guess people were talking about kind of revamping some of the lunch menu, they started for when they started offering bagels, just like bagels and cream cheese for people that
Mm-hmm.
wanted that. And then I guess from there they offered bagel pizza, and I'm not gonna lie, it was heckin' good. And that very quickly became the thing that was like sold out every day.
Yeah, I liked school lunch pizza. I would get it every now and then, like in high school. Every now and then.
Oh, I never, once we reached high school,
Um,
I never ever
oh,
got
I
that
generally
because
didn't.
we had so much variety in high school.
I hardly ever bought lunch at any point in my school career, but yeah, I would get the pizza. So mellow mushroom pizza is from Atlanta. Okay, it's 74. I had no idea they were that old. Hmm. But as I was saying, we keep the fixins, and I get those. It's naan, those packages of naan. That you can get the small pack that has like four of
Yep.
them, or the big pack that has the big one in it, or I think it's got two big ones. And yeah, a little bit of olive oil spray, and put it right on the rack on in the toaster oven. Chef's kiss. Little Mike's hot honey on top. Now, see, it's time for me to eat because we're talking
I was
about
gonna
food.
say, so what are you having for dinner?
I am not sure.
Oh,
I don't know yet.
we are having a roasted chicken. Sunday has in the last year learned how to make fondant potatoes.
Oh.
Yep. So he really likes he's gonna make those. And I don't know what we're having for another vegetable. Probably like green beans or something. Maybe something from the garden.
Oh yeah, you've got your garden going on.
My God, our garden is going bananas right now.
I wish I lived nearby. I'd come steal produce from you.
All right, you lazy.
No, it's not laziness. It's called I can't grow things. Like I try to grow stuff and it like okay, I'm growing cat grass right now for my cats and I swear the wheatgrass seed was like eh. Like this wheatgrass seed is not old. I properly stored it, all that. And yeah, I think it's finally starting to sprout. But yeah, I can't keep things alive. I am not a plant gardening person. I wish I was. I have so much respect and just absolute jealousy for people that can keep plants alive. My grandparents, my grandfather, like his crowning glory was not his business or his children or his grandchildren. It was his garden.
I have to say it's very like fulfilling. And we have more than just like vegetables. We have like plant I've mixed flowers and things in with it.
Mm-hmm.
Um and yeah, there's definitely a sense of pride, that's for sure. I should have taken some pictures to show because it's ever since we got over that freaking heat wave that was just trying to kill everything in its path. Things have really been like, "Oh my God, we're happy. Yay!" Like
Yeah.
so
Yeah, my husband and I were just talking the other day. Neither of us have had a tomato sandwich this summer, and that is a travesty. Um,
I currently have like 25 tomatoes coming in.
I
To the
love
point where
tomatoes.
I have a few that have already been picked. I'm probably gonna roast them and make a homemade tomato soup with a grilled cheese.
That sounds very good. Yeah, when our neighbors had sort of a banner year for tomatoes a while back, and we were all making like salsa and tomato sauce and all kinds of stuff. Um, my child he has a tomato intolerance. Um, I think he's got like an allergy to the solanine, which is in nightshades, because he can eat like if he could eat like tomato sauce, like stuff that's been cooked down, like if it's been cooked, but like he can't eat raw tomatoes. He gets very sick. So,
Well, good, done for him.
yeah, well, I mean that's the thing. Like we don't go tomato heavy in our house much anymore because of
But I
that.
mean, it means you don't
So
have to share your food
I don't have to share salsa. No, I don't.
or bruschetta.
Yeah, I made these it's like barbecue like barbecue pork bowls. My husband loves like anything in a bowl. Some stuff that you can just throw in a bowl on top of some rice or something. He loves stuff like that. So there's one that I make with it's rice, and then it's you stir fry the pork with like onions, and I guess it's actually only onions, and then you put barbecue sauce and stuff. Anyway, but there you make a tomato pineapple salsa to go with it. Oh, so good. But I have to make this separate salsa of just the pineapple and the other stuff that goes in it.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we always end up with this big bowl of salsa, and knowing Connor can't eat any of it, I'm always like, "Ooh, big scoop for me!" And then I end up with a whole bunch left over because he doesn't eat it. So it's very good. It's a nice little salsa treat.
Mm.
Yeah. But yeah, what shall cake have for dinner? That's a question.
Yeah, what are the options?
Oh, the sky's the limit because we have nothing in the refrigerator. So often either midweek or end of the week are carry out days because it's when I've exhausted my ability to cook. Or like Tuesday nights often are carry out days just because we're getting ready to do the stream. So I don't know.
You've already listed most days of the week.
Yeah, so we could always have pizza. My husband always wants Chinese food on the day that the Chinese food restaurant's closed, which is Mondays. So
That's so funny. I was asking Sunday about Chinese food last night. We didn't get any, but
so there's that. I've been craving sushi a little bit, so there's that. There's always the chicken sandwich. Oh, so Drew's asking, yes or no to cilantro. So
I like cilantro. I am not a person that thinks it tastes like soap.
I don't see. I'm okay. So they always say you either love or hate cilantro. It either tastes like soap or not. I don't hate cilantro. Like, you need cilantro. Like salsa without cilantro. I think cilantro is necessary in certain dishes. But I don't just love cilantro. And I've like never met anybody else that's kind of like, eh.
Yeah, I mean, no, I'm with you. I don't. So I'll give you an
Okay.
example. And we'll give you a good example. So one thing that we are growing a crap ton of on purpose out in the garden is basil. And it's doing really well. Like it's doing so good. I've made multiple batches of pesto, like and we have we're growing some lettuces our second round because like lettuce only lasts so many weeks and then it goes and then it bolts. We've also got like a nasturtium which you can eat the leaves on.
Mm-hmm.
We do have cilantro out there. But so one thing I had started doing was I had started pulling basil, and we're growing like these basil leaves, some of them are massive. Like you could roll shit up in them. It's crazy. So I started like pulling, like when I'd make a salad, I'd pull a few leaves of that, a few leaves of the nasturtium, maybe a few lettuce leaves, and mixing them in with other lettuce I might buy at the store because it wasn't really enough, to make one whole thing out of the garden. And I learned very quickly that basil is just like a lettuce leaf I really like. I never knew that. So I do have friends that really like leafy herbs as lettuce in their salads.
Mm-hmm.
So parsley and cilantro and things they'd put like how you buy it in like that little packet of sprigs. They'd put like that whole thing in a salad and just eat it like that. I can't eat it like that. I can do that with basil. I cannot do that with cilantro. Cilantro for me serves more of a garnish type function or as like you said in salsa as a particular flavor ingredient. Otherwise, it's just fine.
Yeah. Robin says her ex-daughter-in-law said it tastes like soap, and LJ says cilantro's like tear gas. So yeah, and it's so interesting to me that I mean they've identified the genetic variant for that. All the things, like they can't cure cancer, but they can tell you genetically whether you are one of those people that has the issue with cilantro.
Well, and then I also want to know, does cilantro taste like soap or does soap taste like cilantro? We're
Inquiring
asking the
minds want to know.
hard-hitting questions
We are
here.
asking the hard-hitting questions. um, I don't know. Um, yeah, and I guess like I think my mother-in-law had issues with cilantro as well.
Druid. Druid feels the way I feel about cilantro about basil. Well, you know what, honey? I guess that means that we are each other's yin and yang. You can eat all the cilantro and I will eat all the basil.
I do have to say I love basil. I love me some basil. Not just to eat it like but in stuff. It's very good in stuff.
Mm-hmm. How's your leg?
I'm getting ready to put the foot pad on, and it seems like it's too big, but I guess maybe I just need to fidget around with it. I have been
Robin just said I'm not sure I'm high enough for such a philosophical conversation.
So something that I have been doing recently when I have things with a bunch of pattern pieces, I've been laminating them. I have a laminator, and this has been kind of a game changer. Like, because it gives you like kind of a nice hard edge to, if you're tracing something. I don't know where did I learn this from? Sarah Filkey. She's a quilt teacher.
Yeah, I recognize that name.
Yeah, I think she's Australian, if I remember correctly. I took a class from her. It was the year that QuiltCon was at home, so 2021. Because I think 2020 QuiltCon had just happened. QuiltCon was, like patient zero for COVID in the US, I'm sure. Yeah, she's Australian, yeah. Anyway, I took a class from her, and some of the techniques she had were really interesting. And all of her applique stuff she does. She said she just throws it in the laminator. And I have to say, I like the way she thinks.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I'm gonna make a whole bunch of Highland coos, but maybe I will. A whole herd of coos.
So, Monday is the Sturbridge show here.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got to go buy a bunch of crap from Karen. And then Tuesday,
I'm sure Karen will be happy to hear that.
and then Tuesday is Brimfield.
Oh gosh.
Yep.
Already?
Yep. September.
It comes around real fast. So like the last time was July, right?
Yep.
And then before that was May?
Yep.
Okay. So it's sort of it's sort of a compressed schedule, I guess.
Yeah. And then that's it for the year. I haven't decided if I'll try to sneak over there or not, because I was gonna say like Wednesday I'm at the Quilt Museum. Thursday afternoon I'll be doing a couple hours of volunteering with Lynn Bassett.
Oh yeah.
Which I could go before that if I wanted to. The only thing that stinks is like I might be like kind of pooped out because you really are pooped after. So I mean like obviously that means I could like potentially go on like Friday or something, but I was thinking like the best day for me to go might be Tuesday morning because we don't stream till 7. So I could go for a couple hours. I usually if I go, I try to get there for like 8 because you can park wherever you want.
Hmm.
Uh, and then I usually poop out around noon. And that would still give me enough time to come home, maybe take a shower because you get really dusty, dirty. Um, and be able to like take a nap. Trust me, you need it. You are so dead. You're
Oh
dead from
yeah,
all
I
the
believe it.
walking. You're dead from like the overload of like looking at 7,000 things. You're dead from all the people. You're dead from the traffic. It's like one road in and one road out, and that's it.
Yeah, you have tried to get me to come and do Brimfield with you, but it seems like every time you describe it, the benefits of it have just struck me as not
Well, I
being
mean, no,
there.
don't get me wrong. Like the 4 hours of shopping are great, but like I am not one of those. Like there are people there that shop sun up to sundown.
I can't even imagine. I mean,
I
just
don't know how they do it.
the
Like
pictures
I
I've
don't
seen,
know.
it's like,
Yeah, I really don't know how they do it. And it does not sound like any fun at all to me. They must, for one, they must be in like peak physical shape because the walking around all that time, it does get a little rough on you because it's uneven ground. It's
right.
uneven terrain.
Yeah. I mean,
So
you're out in fields, right?
yeah. Well, and depending on what field you're in, it might be really rooty. Another field might be really rocky. Another field. Um, so, you really got to pay attention. Um, and for me, one of the things that kind of helps me poop out when I do is the food situation. Now, there is kind of like a food court type thing with a lot of food trucks, and they do have centralized seating, but it's so busy that after you get your food, you're waiting in a line to sit down. And I'm not that's not my jam.
I hate that.
Um
Oh.
Now on top of that, they do have every field generally has at least 2 food trucks on it separately.
Hmm.
The only thing is they might not have places to sit. They might not. Um One time I went with a girlfriend and brought like my wagon, which was great. And we packed lunch. And then we just sat like on the edge of the field whenever we wanted, and that was nice. Um, it's just and then the food trucks are fabulous. They really do bring great stuff. Um, but if I don't have somewhere good to eat it, I don't necessarily care how great it is. One thing I
Yeah.
always have to have though is a frozen Dell's lemonade. Oh, yummy. Um, but yeah, most of the time I kind of go, well, I'm hungry, so I'll pack lunch. I'll like leave it in the car, and then by the time I'm hungry, I go to my car, I eat the lunch, and then I leave.
Yeah, that's about my that's about my
And
speed.
then and
When
then
it's
you go
lunchtime,
home.
it's time to go.
Yeah, well, and then you go home and like take a nap and like when my girlfriends came up and we got an Airbnb not too far away. And we'd go like 8 to noon and we'd go shop and then we go back to the house and take a nap and then we'd get up and we'd sew for the rest of the day. And that was a nice mix of things. The only thing that stunk was the house we rented was great. And it was like on this like random like little mountain. And it had a pool, but because we went in May, the pool wasn't open yet. It wasn't hot enough yet. But that would have been nice
Yeah,
at the end of the day
for
to
sure.
jump in the pool. Um, so yeah. That's what I would suggest if you came out. Is like that we, because I live about an hour away from there. But like that, like maybe we stay nearby. There's a lot of lake houses you can rent in the neighboring surrounding towns.
Hmm.
Um, and then you turn it into like, a little quilt retreat too. I have a feeling you'd have a hard time at Brimfield just because, just like an auction house, you just want to look at
I love to look at
every little thing.
everything. Yes, that's my problem. I love to go to look at things in at places, and I'm quite bad at. I mean, you're really good at like honing in on needlework tools and quilts and things, and I'm just like, look at all the things, the pretty things.
I can guarantee you from having gone with another girlfriend of mine who is she's maybe like 6 years older than you.
Mm-hmm.
If I heard her say one more time, "Oh my God, I had that when I was a kid." Um, I was gonna like knock her out and drag her around in my cart because she just kept every 5 minutes. "Oh my God, I had this when I was a kid, and I had this when I was a kid." And I don't get me wrong, I love her. She's a delight. But her name's Mila. And I finally had to be like, "Mila, I don't care." Okay. Like, what's the end of that? And because she also gets super fixated on stuff. I kept losing her.
Yeah, you'd have to put like an air tag or one
Well,
thing on the.
so I when I go with people, I tell them like as long as we walk the field in a strategic pattern, you can generally like keep up with where people are. So, most of them are arranged in some type of rows.
Hmm.
So, like on this one particular field we were on, it had rows that went like the long way, like all the way down the field and then all the way back up. So I said to Mila, I was like, we're only gonna hit, only hit going down on your right hand side, only hit those, and then come back up the other way. She couldn't stick to it. She kept bouncing back and forth from dealer to dealer. And I'm like, it's one of those like, I don't care in the sense of shopping. It's not like, oh, you have to shop these people in this way. But I'm like, this is a way to stop. Because she kept being like, "Oh my God, I lost you. It made me so anxious." And I'm like, well, stop running away. I always also wear like a really bright colored shirt. Um,
Yeah, that's helpful
I
for friends like us.
Well, I did see a reel about some other like dealers that were shopping. I don't know if it was Brimfield, but something like that, outdoors. And they were like, "This is the best tool to make sure you don't lose your wandering friend." And they literally tied a balloon to her. And then parts of the reel are just like these different areas that you see this balloon.
I that would be perfect for me. A bonnet with a balloon that comes off of it, like on a really long string. That would be fabulous.
I'm gonna attach like an air horn. But yeah, so as long as you can like, because at the end of the day, like I don't need someone next to me. Some people like that. I don't need someone next to me every minute. If you wanted to be in another, if this tent doesn't interest you and you want to go ahead, like that's cool.
Yeah, but
Um,
you always want somebody to help you unfold the quilts.
well, if we were in a tent with quilts, though, you and I would both be interested in that tent.
Hmm.
That was a problem with Mila, where I had kind of told her ahead of time, like, you know, you're coming to help me. So like you do your own shit too, but like if I need your help, please, I need your help. Um, and the one thing that stunk though is that we actually had to poop out a little earlier than noon because at the time, this was a couple of years ago, I didn't know ahead of time. She didn't tell me. She was having a problem with her hip, that she had to have her hip replacement, and I didn't even know. And she kept having to stop, And I'm like, what is the matter? And she was like, oh my, I keep having to take Advil and stuff because of my hip. And I was like, what do you, she's a very petite woman too, very, very slender. Um, and I'm like, and I did tell her like wear really good shoes and blah, but because it's uneven,
Mm-hmm.
and she starts telling me about her hip, and I'm like, why didn't you say something? Like she could have rented a scooter, something to just mean she wasn't walking all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was like, oh, I don't want to rent one of those because like then people are gonna think I'm all old and shit. And I'm just like, I mean, if you I mean, enjoy your pain. Then I don't know what to like. There's nothing I can do. Um. So yeah, she had to poop out early, and then she felt bad because she was like, "Oh, you came here to work and blah." And I was like, "It doesn't. I don't. We did get some things, but I didn't. I don't know if that it was like super lucrative." And I was like, "I never come to Brimfield thinking I'm gonna get all of my inventory for the year.
Right.
Brimfield is always a if I happen to find, then great. But I never go there with that. I'm not Emily Baudet, you know what I mean? Like I don't go there like with this like barrage of people and like I have to get so many quilts, and I almost never get quilts at Brimfield because they're often priced at retail.
And and
Um
it's funny because I feel like, and I don't look at so many of them anymore, but I feel like over the years, the quilt coat people with their giant stacks, and I'm like, where are they getting those from at Brimfield?
where are they getting them in Brimfield?
Mm-hmm.
So there are definitely a lot of dealers that have quilts and a lot of them. Um, so one thing that those people are probably doing is I can think of a couple of dealers that I've seen more than once. And this one guy, he will just put a big tarp on the ground and have this whole heap of quilts on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I have gone through some of them a couple of times, but the thing that he does that pisses me off is he doesn't price anything. And I will ask him, so sometimes when people do that, it's just because they're like, every quilt's $100. And
Right.
that's why they do that. And that's fair. But I've asked him like how much on the quilts, and he'll be like, well, it depends on which quilt. And I'm like, well, if that's the case, then they should all be individually priced. So I often, unless there's a quilt in there that I'm like, oh my God, I walk away. I don't
Yeah.
want to sit there and talk to you all day.
Yeah, that's
Plus, you
irritating
have
to me.
15 other customers here. Like, I don't want to. So I'm guessing that like an Emily Baudet type shopper, a picker,
Mm-hmm.
might go and say, without even really looking, I'll give you 1,000 for the whole tarp,
Right. Yeah.
something like that. Um, Other ones, like you can absolutely find the diamonds in the rough where, you find a tent of someone with an estate clean out and every quilt's $50. It's just who got there first. Um, but it's also like I'm not if I go there, I'm not necessarily looking for that because it it's so bulky to carry. I did start bringing my cart, but you're gonna fill that fast. One year, I brought a bunch of IKEA bags, those big, huge blue IKEA bags you can buy. And me and a friend, I did buy a lot of quilts. I did find one of those diamonds in the rough. Um, it was so painful
To carry
to carry.
those.
We probably had like maybe 12 quilts between because each bag probably holds about three. Um, to carry all that back to the car was awful. So,
Quilts are surprisingly heavy once you start stacking them up.
yeah, so generally speaking, I'm definitely more on board with smalls
Mm-hmm.
when I'm at Brimfield. And I have found some really great stuff cheap in the smalls department at Brimfield. But I think you should go at least once,
Maybe
just to say you did.
2026 will be the year.
Well, let's start planning now, lady. Would you go if there was an option for swimming?
Hmm. Well, then that has to be like the July one, right?
No, it can be warm enough in March. It just depends on what like their schedule for opening their pool is.
Well, usually people will do like Memorial to Labor Day, you know.
You don't want to go in July.
I know, that's what I'm saying. And it might be too cold to swim in May.
Well, not once you get back from the field. You'll get pretty warm, but but I mean like that option could be better than like other things. But I'm thinking if it was example that house I rented with my other girlfriends, if I had potentially booked it now because I've already rented before, I could maybe ask the guy like, "Hey, could you open a week early your
Mm.
pool?" And he might just be like, "No problem." You know, once you're opening a pool, a week early really doesn't matter.
Janet says cilantro tastes like soap. Northern European ancestry.
Now, wait, Janet, is the Northern European ancestry you or the soap? So Janet said we did Moss Landing. I've heard of that one. Antique fair at the end of July, but I didn't find any good sewing stuff. It wasn't as large as it's been in the past. Janet, I think pretty much every big antique show is saying that same thing. We definitely are in. I'm not trying to be morbid, but we are definitely in a season of a lot of antique dealers and things dying. That was just a really big thing for a lot of boomers to get into antique dealing. Um, and there a lot of them are aging out. It was funny. There's a Facebook group for Brimfield that I'm in, and hearing some people that have been around or not around a long time, but they'll complain there wasn't as many dealers this year. Even with not as many dealers this year, there's still like 3,000 dealers. So they'll be like, well, I saw empty dealer spaces. And it's like, that is true. 100% that's true. They're not sold out, but there's still like 3,000 dealers.
How can you tell when you're talking to like in the thousands? Like how do you even tell there's not as many?
Because you'll see empty booth spaces.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. People from Northern Europe are about 15% effective. Farther south, not so much. This is true. Cilantro is a southern herb.
Hmm. Hmm. So, Steph, are there any, when you think about the fact that we're coming up on the end of the year, oh my God, that's weird. Have you thought at all about maybe things you want to do next year?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not at
Moving
all.
on. Thank
I had so many things this year going on. And I do have multiple things at the beginning of 2026 that yeah, I haven't thought much about it.
What do you mean
Um
you have multiple things at the beginning of 2026? What's going on?
well, we've got Quilt Con
Mm-hmm.
and we'll have winter virtual seminar. I mean not going anywhere, but it'll be an event to deal with. Um is there something else? Oh, excuse me. I don't know where that yawn came from. Good grief. Um, yeah, that those are the two things that are in my mind right now. Um,
Any big there's no like big trips planned, no England kind of things again.
no, that was a big hurrah for this year.
California?
Not at the moment, no. Mm-mm. Well, I got the bottom of the foot on. The bottom of the shoe. The bottom of the foot.
Wait, show it again. Yeah, it looks like a shoe.
It'll look better once I get him
Once there's
stuffed.
toes.
Well, there's no toes, but once I get him stuffed and get his little fringies clipped. I know it looks weird with these two little flaps. He's going to be a very cute cow. And you know what's interesting? They come in all colors. The red-headed one is not the only coo. They come in blonde and I think black or gray.
Hey, can I ask a random question? Only because it just happened. Where do people get scissors sharpened now?
I don't know.
We used to have a guy that came to Joann's, but
yeah. I do know that like at the sewing expo and I'm trying to think if I saw them at QuiltCon in the past. There's the Faymore guys.
mm-hmm.
They'll sharpen scissors, but
So I'm gonna have to bring my scissors across the freaking country.
yeah. Oh, Janet said ask a hairstylist. That's all. That's a good idea. I would say there's places that do like they sharpen blades for like
Knives.
lawnmowers and things like that. They might be able to do it. Yeah. Local grocery store or sewing shop.
So Robin, speaking of a sewing shop, so there is one right down the street here that does scissor sharpening, and then they have a guy that comes in and does machine maintenance. They are going out of business. That the woman's retiring, and the she was going to sell the business, but the landlord won't sign a lease to someone new. He obviously wants her out and wants to like jack up the rent.
That's a real bummer.
You know, it's like the fourth sewing shop that's closed due to like just retirement and age, where that scenario has happened in my area.
Yeah, they want to get rid of the little the nickel and dimers for like sewing places, and I don't know, who do they want in there? Vape shops? I feel like we've got a lot of
Well,
those.
it's so one that happened near my house in Natick. It's called the Button Box. She'd found a group, like three young women who wanted to buy the business as a trio. Um, and then the landlord was like, "Nope, I sold the building and the new landlord doesn't want you here." And it was this like cute little like kind of retro-y looking building, and um the new like owner buys it, paints it like black. It looks like out of nowhere, like it just looks like a concrete cave.
Hmm.
And it just houses like some like company that just like goes in there and like doesn't isn't involved in people or anything. Like what a waste.
Hmm.
The
Yeah.
only the only thing that stunk about that place was the parking was really yucky.
Yeah, it's a bummer when cool places go out of business or they move. And I just commercial landlords, man. I'm sure it's probably difficult to hold commercial real estate and cuz it's got myriad problems, you know. Some are similar to residential, some are different. I mean, you guys at the museum, you have the problem with the HVAC, and there's been somebody else's museum I was talking to, and I can't think
Well,
of
the
what it
difference
is.
is the museum though, they own their building.
Well, yeah. But those are things that are just so common, you know, to have to deal with. And it's not a simple fix when plumbing and electricity and HVAC are problems, like if there's something wrong in a commercial setting.
Mm-hmm.
So you take on a lot of liability and risk and cost when you deal with commercial spaces. So I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
I get it in that from that perspective, but like, yeah, I think it's awful when landlords, they want to get, and usually it's someplace like I mean, I'll give you the example. My grandfather owned a barber shop for a really long time. I mean, my whole life until he passed away when I was 11, I think. Um, that his landlord jacked his rent up like so astronomically. He was like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna shut the shop down." And guess why? Guess why?
Mm.
Because Subway came to town and Subway wanted that spot. And Subway told the landlord, yeah, this is what we pay. And it was more than my grandfather had been paying. So, it's easy. And it's not even a matter of like, you often hear about like big box retail putting mom and pop shops out of business. It's not just that, Walmart comes in and puts a small mom and pop out of business or whatever. It's they can put anybody out of business. Any major retailer can put any small place out of business. So,
Janet, I agree with you that the things will probably get worse before they get better.
yeah.
And that's one reason why we do this here,
Yeah.
is because amongst all that absolute like nonsense insanity, like we at least get to be here and be together and talk about things that we enjoy and have a little bit of a break
Mhm.
from
Yep.
all that everything elseness. And I mean, I gotta tell you, like, I really appreciate the fact that we have this space. Like,
Yeah.
it's very sacred to me. Um, because like,
Yeah, it's so sacred that
so
we'll
it's
talk about.
so easy. Well, it's so easy to get wrapped up, you know,
Yeah, it
in
is.
in all that. And yeah, Janet, thank you. She says I find y'all very grounding. Like it's a mutual feeling here. Like, just being able to talk to everybody and talk about food. And I mean, food's the number one community builder, let's be honest here, even if we're not actively eating it.
Mhm.
Talk about things that we enjoy, things we're making, things that scare us, like poop cruises. Like it's an all-encompassing, like
It is.
uh it's an all-encompassing, soul enriching kind of endeavor. Like Stephanie, you're always like, I can't keep plants alive. Like for me, this is like you're feeding me as a plant.
So if I just round up all my plants and zoom them in.
Well, I'm just gonna be like, guys, I'm starting to get wilty. I need the stitch and glitch.
But I mean, not to get all serious, but yeah, I mean, our community is so important in times like, you know, I think that especially when, technology continues to find ways to keep us apart. I
Hmm.
mean, social media was probably the worst thing that ever happened to humanity. Um, and but I mean, we still have, AI is like a whole nother thing. And is that bubble gonna burst? Probably, but it's not going away. You know, and AI is. I mean, there's all kinds of horrible, scary stuff going on with AI. And that's why you need people like, you know.
I mean, if we just look kind of just at historical atrocities, throughout time, the areas and pockets of people that survived and survived well enough did so because of community. you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was watching something the other day. I was half watching something the other day. That's why I can't remember what exactly it was, but they were talking about oh, I think it's actually this it wasn't something I was watching. It's a book I'm listening to. Ian Mortimer, one of my favorite authors of all time, he published a book like a year ago, and I guess a year and a half ago, me was thinking of future me and said, oh, I'm going to pre-order his book. Then totally forgot about it. And the other day I went, I need a new book to listen to. I'm done with Little Women. I was like, I need a new book to listen to. And so I was looking and I'm like, oh, I wonder if Ian Mortimer's got anything new. Never have his stuff at my library, but I look anyway. And I was like, no. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute. He does have something new. So I'm putting it into Audible. Is my husband has an Audible account, or it's not Audible, it's Amazon Music, but you get like if you have like a free Audible book there. So
Yep.
we decided to get rid of my Audible subscription, and then I would just do the book off of the music.
Do you know if you can transfer Audible points to people?
I don't know.
Because I have a bunch of them, but I'm not really a book on tape kind of person.
Oh, well. In any event, so long story short, I was looking to see if I could get, and then I thought to myself, I'll just re-listen to one of my old Ian Mortimer books. But lo and behold, when I looked, Robin says you can't. Yeah, bummer. When I looked to see like how much the book cost on Audible, it said I already owned it, and I was like. It was like finding a $20 bill in your pocket. You know, you get an old coat out, you find some money in it. It's like, that was like this the other day. So anyway, long story short, I was listening to that book, and he basically, the gist of the book is people discount the Middle Ages, you know, the medieval period. And it's really like, he talks about, you know, like like from 1066 to what, like 1500, I guess, you know,
They usually say 10th to 16th century.
Yeah, it's but I want to say he's going on some date in the late 1400s and whatever date in the early time. Anyway, they're very different. Like that stretch of years, like he's making the point, like the guy on this end and the guy on this end, like it's easier for the guy on this end to understand us now than it is for the guy on this end to understand the guy on that end. You know, it's like pretty crazy.
It's a lot of years.
Yeah, but he makes the point about community, and that, you know, in all of these eras, that the community is what keeps people together and solves problems. And just the way he said it in the context was like, it really kind of hit me. So yes, Ian Mortimer. If you're looking for a good book to read and you like history, Ian Mortimer. He is awesome. I love his writing.
So it's nonfiction.
Oh yeah, it's all nonfiction. He has the ones I started reading. It's like the Time Traveler's Guide to Elizabethan England is like one of his books, and it's
I must have something of his for medieval stuff over here.
Yeah, and because he's written a bunch of different books, but the Time Traveler series are the ones I like the best, because the premise is, I have picked you up and I have put you there, and this is what you're gonna expect. This is what you should expect to see, and it's almost like just like a traveler's guide, like, you know, what you should expect. And they're just really well written, and I don't know if he's narrated all of his books, but the one I'm listening to right now, he did narrate. And he's just got that, you know, that sort of posh British accent that you're like, you know, oh, Professor Mortimer, you know. Let's see. Oh, Audible is trying to change how they pay authors. They want authors to sign a contract to be exclusive to Audible. And not sell their books anywhere else. Why does Amazon, you know, Bezos, you are the second richest man in the world, right? Elon is still number one. Bezos is number two. Like, get over yourself and let us have books to listen to. Creep. Oh, and
Robin, I have heard about the AI narration.
I would, you know, when something works, like, how about, you know, when it's about people and creators, these are the kind of things that are just like, boo hiss.
Well, because in a capitalistic society, it's not about them, it's about money.
Oh, of course, yes, I know. There's just no way around that, but Yeah. I hate it when there's a good thing and they gotta mess it up and ruin it because they gotta make more money. Ugh. I do know voiceover people are really struggling. Um, and I feel bad about that because, I mean, I did voiceover for a while out of necessity, not because I wanted to, not because I was good at it, but because I worked for companies that needed voiceover in their training materials and would not pay voiceover artists. So, guess you became a voiceover artist. Um, but I am connected with a lot of voiceover people, and I have worked with professional voiceover people, and yeah, any kind of voiceover stuff for, not so much commercials yet, but any kind of voiceover stuff for, training programs, whatever. If you the AI voices are so good now.
Mm.
Why tax a person's voice? And you get like really, really good consistency with an AI voice. Whereas I don't know if you've ever been listening to an audiobook and you like a chapter will like you'll move from one chapter to the next and all of a sudden their voice, not that the voice sounds different, but it sounds like it was recorded, like they might have a little bit of a like they're a little stuffy, or it just sounds like they're in a different room or something like that. And that is just the oddball nature of people's voices and sound systems. I think, sound engineering, they don't put like the super high class sound engineering into audiobooks, I don't think. But you don't have all that with AI if you did AI voices. So, yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. And, LJ, it's you bring that up. I mean, reading is, I think I like being read to and I like reading to people. So while I don't know that I would really mind having AI read to me, I mean, if it sounds human, it sounds human, but the thought of not, there not being a market to read to people, like, I mean, that's why I do it, is because, I mean, you guys will show up when I read a book, right? So, yeah.
Are you in any danger of running out of books to read based on copyright?
I actually am. I have been looking for it. We're really, really, really close to being done with The Secret of the Crazy Quilt. So, I need to find another book. I have a couple, like Avril Colby, like another one of hers. Yeah. Hey, Marianne. Mispronunciation gets to you. Yes. But here's the thing about AI is if you can teach it the phonetics, it really does start to sound indistinguishable.
I was going to say mispronunciation among actual humans annoys me too. Like,
I'm always well, what was it? We were going through when we looked at Joe Avery's quilts. I don't think you were there on my stream. And there's this she does all these different temperature quilts, and the one temperature quilt, it's called the Witch's is it called Witch's Sabbath? And it's 8 sections. And she does, so it's the 8 different Sabbaths of Wicca, and so it's these 8 sections. And so drew it, I was like, what are the like, I know Samhain is one, and of course I pronounced that one wrong. She had to remind me to pronounce that one correctly, and then she lists all the other ones for me, the other 7, and I'm like, oh god.
Did you pronounce it like Samhain?
No, I was pronouncing Samhain or Samhain instead of Samhain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the other
one, a lot of people pronounce it like Samhain.
Yeah, well, when you don't know better, you got to phonetic it, and it's usually wrong. But I'm trying to remember. There's one that starts with an L, and it's got GHs and whatnot, and I'm like, it's a Welsh word or something. I'm sure, like a Celtic word. And so she did a phonetic for me, but I was like, somebody would have docked my pay for that one.
Stick with Yule, okay? Just stick with Yule.
Yeah, Yule is one of them. So Janet's resistant to change. Alexa has a new voice and I don't like it. Yes. So it's Luna's. Oh gosh, now I don't remember. Luna. She put it up there, and it's in.
I'm not gonna help you.
Yeah, she gave me the phonetic the other day, and I really don't remember now. It's Lunasa. Yes, Lunasa. And is Lunasa now, or is that, or recently? Was that the August one, or She gave me dates too,
Um,
so.
yeah, you know what? It has been so long since I studied any of that that I don't remember.
Yeah, she pays her. She's like, oh God, cake. Now I gotta go. I gotta go get more research for you. But yeah, she pasted in a whole thing about the eight Sabbaths, and of course, some of them I do recognize, like Beltane and Yule and those. But yeah, Lunasa was one I did not know, and there was another one I was like, I had never heard of that one. But anyway, yeah, you do your best, and when you don't know, you go phonetic, and yeah. But I'm almost done with my Ian Mortimer book, and I have started Lunasa. See, I'm still messing up the phonetic. Lunasa. Um, I started listening to A Three Body Problem. Could not be any more different than than medieval England. um, it is. I don't know if it's a movie or a show on Netflix. I think, but it was a book first, of course, and it's weird. It's a weird book. It's science fiction. It's yeah. August 1st. Okay, I was right. I thought that was it was recent. I remembered that much. But yeah, three body problem. I have to say, if you like science fiction, that kind of thing, then you might like this. You might like Three Body Problem. It is very, very brutal in the beginning, and so I kind of don't think I would want to see. Like it starts off with the Chinese, with the Cultural Revolution, which was brutal, in some cases, and it basically starts off with a very brutal scene. But other than that, I think for the most part, yeah, there hasn't been
Like,
anything else really
other than
terrible
that,
in
it's
it.
brutal light.
The rest has been brutal light, yes. Well, there was the re-education camp kind of stuff in there, and then jumping forward to like the modern, and I'm thinking there's even a future aspect of it too. But anyway,
Hmm.
yeah. Oh, Janet's reading Harry Potter. Oh, Druid says we're nearing Mabon, right? It's Mabon, the autumnal equinox, which will fall this year. I don't know. Does it? I don't know if it falls right on my birthday. It's usually either right before or right after my birthday.
Which day is your birthday again?
Wouldn't you like to know? My birthday is in 24 days.
I don't know if you saw, but Carrie scolded me on Facebook for not having your birthday on the calendar.
Aw.
And I was like, we've never had birthdays on the calendar.
It is a stream day. It is a stream day.
Well, but then you get to like wear a hat and celebrate with everybody.
I will.
Mm.
Aw. Harry Potter ignited something inside me that had been waiting to be ignited. Aw. Harry Potter, lots of people have some issues with J.K. Rowling. Harry Potter is like still such a big deal in England. There's lots of Harry Potter references and things all around England. I can't remember how much I talked about it. I did go to a place where part of Harry Potter was filmed, and I was like, oh my God, yes. Like right there. But yeah, there is something like really kind of magical about Harry Potter, you know? Like there's
Nope.
just have you
I
never
don't.
read them?
Nope.
You've never watched any movies?
Long before any J.K. Rowling controversy, I can't. I guess one reason I probably never picked up the books is like they're so long. Um, but in terms of like, I know a lot of people like their first introduction is like the movies, and then maybe they'll read the books after. I can't stay awake through the first movie.
Oh,
I have tried.
well, I had a child at the time, so I probably would have never looked at the Harry Potter stuff if I didn't have a kid. So
No, I mean, I don't get me wrong. There's parts of the first movie, like when Harry like gets there and Hagrid's like taking him shopping for like school supplies. Like, oh my God, I love that. But I guess for me, part of the thing, and I've seen bits and pieces of like maybe my brother was watching a movie and I just walked into the room. One thing I don't like as they go on with the movies is they get darker and darker, like thematically.
uh
Like
uh,
the
oh,
scenes are
okay.
really dark.
Yeah, that's crazy. I
And
hate that. Why do
and I
movies have to do
don't
that?
Yeah, and I do understand like that's been like a trend in movies. I don't like it. I don't like it because as it gets darker, I'm just like, oh, it's time to go to bed. And um I mean I love a lot of the actors, like of course Maggie Smith and um but I don't know, there's just something about some parts of it that I just make no connection to and I fall asleep.
Hmm.
So
Well, cilantro tastes like soap to some of us.
yeah, it's not like I don't hate it or anything. I'm just not. Yeah, I guess it did not capture me as it did others. And then of course bring in that whole other controversy at the end too. So I was just like, "Oh, okay, I didn't need to be there. All right, bye." Like um
Yeah.
but I have tried what is it? Butterbeer.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
I have tried butterbeer ice cream.
Oh,
It was
butterbeer is pretty much
very
just butterscotch, I think.
it was very good. And I would go to like the Harry Potter world at like Universal Studios or something.
I
But
want to do that.
my brother really wants to go
I
there.
totally want to. Yeah, I'll go meet Chris down there in Orlando.
Maybe he'd even pay for you to go.
The only other adult he can find that'll go with him. No, there's lots of adults that'll go to the Wizarding World, I'm sure.
But on that note,
I
somebody is cooking dinner and I can
Yeah,
smell it.
I just realized what time it is. I think this might be one of our marathons. So it went by very
Actually,
quickly.
the last couple we've done, we've probably gone a good 10-15 over. But that's okay because I can tell you that, hold on, let me just look real quick, that the next one we do, which will be the 13th, will have to be a shorter one because that is the night that I have to get down to Hyannis, Mass, because the following day, the New England Quilt Study Group has a group of us going to Nantucket to see an exhibit.
Ah, good times.
So there will be lots of pictures. But yeah, that was when I was making the calendar. I was like, oh crap, I've got this thing. And I was like, we can just do a shorter one.
Yeah, we'll just hold on to the chicken sandwiches and the pizzas. All right, guys. Well, it has been fun. I'm sorry about my technical issues there in the beginning. It's just par for the course, but I've had excellent connection otherwise. So why not every day?
I was gonna say, did I have excellent connection? I didn't get
No, nothing was
garbage.
glitchy with you and
Oh,
my
good.
my little thing. I have the little thing that shows me on YouTube. So yeah. Alrighty, as Druid calls us all every nerds now. Have a great weekend, every nerd.
All right.
Yes.
See you guys next week.
Take care. Have a good weekend.
Bye.
And yeah, we'll see you soon. Alrighty then.